in the soft embrace of the present moment. Allow yourself to feel the gentle pull of life as you settle into the rhythm of your breath. Okay? Feel the air as it fills your lungs, a quiet tide that washes over you, carrying with it the sense of your surroundings, the faint trace of morning coffee, perhaps, or the crisp whisper of leaves brushing against one another. With each inhale, invite stillness to seep into your being, and with each exhale, let go of the thoughts that flutter like moths around a flickering flame. You are here now, amidst the ordinary magic that surrounds us. The kitchen was a sanctuary of light filtered through sheer curtains that danced softly in the morning breeze. Sunbeams poured through like liquid gold, casting gentle patterns across the countertop where remnants of yesterday's meals rested, a silent testament to sustenance shared. The bowls and plates lay in a gentle disarray, flecks of rice and bits of leafy greens still clinging to their surfaces, memories of laughter and conversation woven into their very being. You stood before the sink, a vessel of calm amidst the cluster of forgotten tasks. The water splashed, warm and inviting, as you twisted the faucet, listening to the calming gurgle as the stream emerged, cascading down like a gentle waterfall into the basin below. Each droplet, a moment in time, sparkled with clarity and purpose. As your hand slipped into the warm water, you felt its embrace, a soft caress that enveloped your fingers, drawing you deeper into the serene moment. The sensation was soothing, as if the worries of yesterday and the uncertainties of tomorrow faded into the rhythm of the now. The weight of the world rested lightly on your shoulders, dissolving with each scrub and rinse, like sandcastle towers collapsing softly into the incoming tide. Picking up the first plate, you took a deep breath, allowing your presence to fill the space around you. The porcelain felt cool against your skin, and as the soapy cloth glided across its surface, you could almost hear a quiet sigh of relief, the plate surrendering itself to your gentle attention. Each stroke became a meditation, a quiet conversation held in the silence between you and the dish. The kitchen was alive with sounds, the quiet splashing of water, the distant chirping of birds, the soft rustle of the wind as it played with the leaves outside. You closed your eyes for a moment, simply allowing the symphony of the world to reach your ears, letting it carry you further into presence. Here, you are not just washing dishes. You are part of a greater ebb and flow, an inherent dance of daily existence, where each task, no matter how mundane, held the potential for beauty. You rinsed the plate, watching as the water cascaded over it in silvery ribbons, catching the sunlight's glimmer. It was mesmerizing, and you could feel the warmth of connection between your heart and this moment. Fleeting acknowledgement that even this small act was imbued with grace. You marveled not only at the dish now sparkling like a slate awaiting a new story, but at the freshness enveloping your spirit. A gentle reminder that in each moment lies the possibility of renewal. With each item, you washed the forks, the cups. The aging cutting board thoughts may have flitted through your mind like leaves swirling in the autumn air. In those moments, you noticed how easily the mind collects remnants of the past or unfurls into plans for the next days, but you did not cling to them. Instead, you acknowledged their presence, letting them drift just as clouds shift across a tranquil sky. By focusing on the rhythmic sensations, the soap suds frothing like tiny clouds in your warm embrace, the sound of water swirling down the drain, the fragrant whispers of lemon and lavender mixing in the air, you deepened your experience. The texture of the cloth, once a simple utility, became a connection to all the moments that led you here, to this very basin of warm water and peaceful reflection. A sudden pang of awareness graced your mind. This act, so simple and often overlooked, held the essence of life itself. The dishes, just as the memories and emotions we carry, required both care and attention. To wash was to honor the shared meals, the moments of connection and love poured into cooking, the sustenance that nourished not just bodies, but hearts. You set down the knuckling plate and leaned your arms against the edge of the sink. Letting the spent water swirl away, a small cyclone disappearing into the drain, merging with the world beyond. You could feel the release, a lightness washing over you as the busy thoughts began to untangle like threads freed from a tightly woven tapestry. As you reached for the next cup, you caught your breath, sensing a quickening heartbeat beneath your chest. It was exhilarating and grounding all at once. You lifted the cup to your lips, scent of still warm coffee lingering in the air's invitation, wrapped in the promise of connection. The sun poured in, illuminating not just the cup, but your very essence. You felt an alignment between the wider world and the intimate landscape of your heart. Here, you whispered to yourself, this is home. And in that small truth, there was peace. As the wash progressed, you found a rhythm, a gentle dance that rooted you further into the soil of the present moment. You became an artist, the dishes your canvas, each touch a brushstroke of care, and with each passing moment, you experienced the unadorned reality of your life, unmarred by the weight of guilt or anticipation. Just the sacredness of being human, alive and awake, in the tender embrace of the here and now. As you rinsed the last cup and placed it alongside its clean companions, a soft sigh escaped your lips. This was not merely a chore completed. It was an acknowledgement of gratitude for the food that fed your body, the heart that loved the cooking, and the moments spent woven in laughter, chaos, and quiet companionship. You turned off the tap. The water's protest ceased, replaced by the gentle lull of a home settling into the afternoon. As you reached for a towel, a thought bubbled softly within, a reassurance born of simple awareness. Life, with all its beautiful complexities, is composed of these small moments, the moments when you can choose to be present, to feel, to connect, all wrapped in a common thread of daily existence. As you step back from the sink, it's a kitchen, now a reflection of your inner quietude. Remember how the act of washing dishes today was not just a task, but an opportunity reminder that life unfolds in the simplest of moments, waiting patiently to be seen, felt, and cherished. Let your heart carry this stillness with you, a gentle whisper to return to whenever the world grows loud. In the embrace of the ordinary, may you always find the extraordinary. Begin to settle into this moment, a quiet expanse of now. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath. Each inhalation drawing in the world as it is, and each exhalation releasing the burdens of thought and expectation. Allow the whispers of nature around you to blend with your heartbeat, creating a symphony of presence. The seat beneath you and the cool air brushing against your skin. Stay here, anchored in the stillness, ready to journey into the simple beauty of everyday life. In a sun-soaked kitchen, the old wooden table bore witness to the day's scattered remnants. Sunlight streamed through the window, casting golden shapes that danced lazily upon the floor. The kettle hummed softly on the stove, a gentle reminder of warmth brewing just moments away. This was a familiar sound, one filled with promises and ritual. Martha stood at the sink, a simple chore laid before her. A stack of sparkling dishes awaited her touch. Each piece gleamed with the residue of yesterday's gathering. The laughter, the shared stories, the remnants of a meal crafted from love. She ran her hands under the cool water, feeling the cascade trickle over her fingers, each droplet offering a whisper of presence as she picked up the first dish. A porcelain plate adorned with delicate flowers. She traced the edges with her thumb, reveling in the texture, the smoothness against her skin. The moment expanded, each breath deepening as she immersed herself in the rhythm of washing. She squirted a bit of lemon-scented soap, thick and luxurious, allowing it to bubble and froth. The sudden scent of citrus danced through her senses, awakening memories of summer afternoons spent under the sun. With each pass of her sponge, she engaged in a dancer, slow waltz of motion, mirroring the fluidity of her breath. Rinse, lather, rinse. The water swirled, pulling away remnants of the past, transforming the dishes into bright reflections of the present. There was no hurry, no final destination other than the joy of now. She found herself in the rhythm, feeling the warmth of the water envelop her hands. The soft noise of water splashing, mixing with the distant laughter of children playing outside. Martha allowed her mind to deepen into this experience. Each thought that drifted by a total list, a worry about tomorrow she gently noticed, like clouds floating in a clear blue sky. Breathing in, breathing out, she embraced the space between thoughts, a stillness that was both familiar and surreal. A sudden, soft breeze fluttered through the open window, sending a shiver across her neck. She paused and stood quietly, allowing herself to be wrapped in the embrace of the gentle air, a reminder of the world outside. The rhythms of nature intertwined with her own. The leaves whispered secrets to one another, a language only they understood, while the birds filled the air with melodious tunes. Every note an invitation to be present. As the dishes began to stack neatly upon the drying rack, Martha indulged in the sensation of gratitude that swept through her heart, a warm, glowing ember in the quiet of her being. In this seemingly mundane act of washing dishes, there was a golden thread connecting her to those she loved, a testament to the small moments that, woven together, formed the rich tapestry of life. And then, with each plate she placed to dry, the narratives intertwined, the vibrant laughter of her grandchildren splattering the walls, the tender comments exchanged over steaming cups of tea, the understanding born from years spent side by side. The rhythmic scrubbing and rinsing became a mantra, each cycle echoing the ebb and flow of existence itself. She began to notice the little things, the edges of the plates shining with light, the way the water cascaded and danced back into the sink, the small reprieve of stillness between each task. A gentle thought emerged. In this moment, there was perfection. The mundane was imbued with grace, the simple act of caring for her things transforming into a sacred ritual of remembrance and connection. As she finished with the last dish, she took a moment to step back and breathe deeply, drawing in the warm scents of the kitchen mixed with the faint hint of soap. She looked around at the shimmering plates, at the sunbeams painting patterns across her space, at the life blooming outside her heart. Softened further, gratitude swelled within her as she turned off the faucet, the water halting in its flow, like the soft closing of a chapter. Each dish seemed to hold within it a tiny universe of connection, reminding her that in every task, whether grand or small, there is a world alive with possibility waiting to be embraced. In this quiet, reflective moment, Martha felt both the weight and the lightness of her existence. Beautiful balance. She was reminded that life unfolds in the ordinary, breathing richness into the routine, inviting us to cherish each instant as it comes. As the echoes of the water subsided and silence settled around her once more, Martha held on to this truth. In the simple act of washing dishes, life blooms in vibrant shades. Each moment is a display of presence, an invitation to surrender to the now. She stepped away from the sink, grounded in the stillness, a gentle smile gracing her lips, knowing that peace lives in the heart of every small task, just waiting to be discovered. In this very moment, take a gentle breath in. Feel the cool air filling your lungs. Expand your chest and linger there for just a heartbeat longer. With your next breath, release. Let go, like a feather carried by a soft breeze. As you settle into your space, allow a sense of calm to wash over you. Close your eyes if you wish, or soften your gaze. Let the sounds around you fade into the background as you bring your awareness inward, to this sacred now. Here, amidst the fluttering thoughts and busy rhythms of life, you are invited to simply be in a cozy kitchen. Sunlight streamed through the sheer curtains, casting delicate patterns upon the worn wooden table. Soft motes of dust danced in the golden light, swirling with the rhythm of time, barely noticed, yet profoundly present. The air smelled faintly of cinnamon and the lingering aroma of morning coffee, a soothing embrace that promised comfort. The dishes awaited, piled gently in. The sink, remnants of breakfast, lingering on plates like stories untold. Each dish was a reminder of a moment shared, laughter echoed, and love exchanged over a simple meal. There was a plate with a faint lip print, mug stained warmly by the embrace of hands that often sought solace within warm beverages. They sat there, not as a chore, but as an invitation, a quiet call to presence. As the warm water poured from the faucet, steam began to rise, curling into the air like whispers of ancient wisdom. The sound of water splashing into the porcelain sink created a gentle symphony, a rhythm that ebbed and flowed like the tides. Each droplet fell in soft harmony, a testament to the beauty of everyday movements. One by one, the dishes were lifted from the sink, each feeling smooth and familiar. The hands that held them, a soft and tender vessel, felt the warmth of the water. And with each stroke of the sponge, there was a dance, an intimate conversation between surface and touch. The warm water caressed the ceramic. The sponge glided effortlessly, as if the two were partners engaged in a timeless waltz. It wasn't merely washing, it was an awakening. The gentle friction of the sponge against the plate welcomed a sense of ease that spread like ripples in a pond. As dirt slipped away, so did the weight of yesterday's worries. Each rinse under the flowing water became a cleansing more than just removing remnants of a meal, but releasing thoughts, allowing them to flow away with the currents. The mind, often restless, began to settle, like leaves transforming into stillness upon the water surface. It was an invitation to delve deeper into the present. The scent of soap, the warmth of steam on skin, the soft chirping of sparrows outside, flitting between branches, weaving in and out of the tapestry of the day's symphony. Each sound a reminder that life was alive, vibrant, and unfolding an intricate interweaving of moments. In this openness, thoughts may rise and fall like clouds drifting across a vast sky. There's no need to cling to them. No need to evaluate their worth. They come, they go, and in the embrace of mindful attention, they reveal nothing but space. Just as the dishes absorb warmth, the mind learns to absorb moments of stillness. Each in-breath invites clarity. Each out-breath releases tension, welcoming a gentle flow of awareness. As the last glass shone like a forgotten gem in the sunlight, there arose a sense of gratitude. Gratitude, not just for the dish in hand, but for the act of being. A simple task became illuminated with purpose. The ordinary transformed into the extraordinary through the lens of presence. The water ran clear, reflecting the halo of light above. In stillness, there was room for insights to surface gently, like bubbles rising to the surface of still water. An understanding emerged, quietly reverberating. Life is not about striving, but rather about being here in every moment, each a unique note in the melody of existence. You can hear it now, in the clinking of cutlery as it meets the dish rack. You can feel it in the soothing warmth lingering on fingertips. With every intention you set in this space, you coax the day into clarity, opening doors to experiences yet unknown, allowing it all to unfold as it will as you dry your hands. The soft cotton picking up the remnants of water. There is a powerful softness in your heart, soft, knowing that this is enough. Kitchen is no longer just a room. It is a vessel of connection, a sanctuary of mindfulness where the past and future settle into the arms of now. Standing there, it becomes apparent that even in the smallest of acts, simple encounter with the dish you can inhabit the fullness of life. Even the mundane carries the whisper of the sacred. In scrubbing, rinsing, and drying, there lies a rhythm reminding you of the care you give not just to things, but to moments, to life itself. As you step away from the sink, notice how each moment can offer a new beginning, an opportunity for a gentle embrace of presence. The dishes are done, yet the imprint of their washing remains like echoes of a bell softly fading into the distance. Carry this stillness within you. The world around you is alive and waiting. Each moment invites you to return again and again to the beauty found in simply being. In the gentle hum of existence, as the world stretches and yawns, take a moment to settle into the breath, the soft rise and fall of being. Feel the ground beneath you, steady and sure, welcoming you into the present. Notice the air, cool and inviting, wrapping around you like a soft shawl. In this space, let the mind quiet, allowing the cacophony of thoughts to float away like autumn leaves on a breeze. As we embark on this journey together, let us hone our awareness to the small and endless moments that weave the tapestry of our lives, starting with something as simple as a bowl of warm water. Imagine you are standing in a sunlit kitchen, the soft glow of morning cascading through the window panes, painting the world in golden hues. The air is a tapestry of scents, the lingering aroma of yesterday's meals mingled with a fresh hint of citrus from the bowl of fruit on the counter. The sink is full of warm water, bubbles swirling like playful thoughts in your mind, inviting you to engage. You reach for the first sheet surface, cool against your palm, a reminder of the warmth that once held its contents. With a gentle motion, you immerse the dish in the nurturing water, and the sound of splashing creates a serene melody, echoing softly throughout the room. As you pick up the sponge, its damp texture feels familiar between your fingers, a small object yet rich with purpose. You watch the sudsy foam rise and flicker like tiny stars, glistening in the light, a simple act yet filled with potential. You begin to scrub, the rhythmic motion stirring a sense of focus, grounding you in the now. Notice the sounds around you, the faint chirping of birds outside, the rustle of leaves in a gentle breeze. Their whispers blend seamlessly, creating a soft symphony that guides your heart toward stillness. With each pass of the sponge, the dish transforms before your eyes, the muck and remnants of meals bygones slipping away, revealing a pristine surface that gleams with clarity. As thoughts arise, bills to pay, obligations to meet, acknowledge them like clouds passing through a vast sky. They come and go, ephemeral and inconsequential in this moment. You return your awareness to the water, its warmth enveloping your hands, a soothing balm that redirects your focus. Each dish wipes clean brings you deeper into the present, a small meditative practice blooming with intention. You move to the next dish, a mug with a comforting curve. It's painted with edges softened by everyday use. As you hold it, you can almost feel the warmth of tea once brewed within, the shared moments of laughter and solace it has fostered. You scrub a little more gently now, caressing its surface with reverence, as if to honor the joy it has brought into your life. The rhythm of your actions becomes a dance, a flow, the bubbles wrapping around your fingers in a tender embrace. With each dish, you are not merely cleaning. You are practicing a form of mindfulness, an offering of yourself to the present. You shift your attention to the sound of the water draining from the sink, a gentle gurgle that echoes like a lullaby. With each sound, consider how life flows, what comes in, what goes out, much like the water swirling away. Allow yourself to feel gratitude for this very moment, the opportunity to wash, to clear, to tend to what is here now. The last dish glistens under your careful ministrations. You rinse, allowing the cool water to cascade down a soft shower that washes away not only the soap, but also the day's distractions. As you place it on the drying rack, you take a step back, surveying your work. Quiet satisfaction rises within you. Each item is now restored, renewed, ready for another day of service. In this task, simple yet profound, you grasp the essence of life itself. Like the plates and cups, we too bear marks of the past, shadows of experiences that cling to us. And yet, in the act of being mindful of, immersing ourselves in the now, we find the power to cleanse, to refresh. As you complete these acts of presence, the kitchen feels different. There is an awareness in the stillness, the space transformed by your attention. The world outside hums on, but here, inside, there is a sweet pause, a sigh of contentedness. You gently drain the water, watching it spiral down the sink, drawing away remnants of foam. In this act, surrender to the flow of life becomes clear. Embrace the currents. Let go of what no longer serves you. You turn off the faucet. The silence that follows feels expansive, filled with possibility. As you stand in the aftermath of this simple task, take a moment to breathe deeply, letting the air fill your lungs with gratitude. Each breath reflects a cycle of washing, of clearing, of authentic presence in this vast, sacred moment of life. In these quiet acts, may you find the calm, the stillness, the wholeness that resides always within you, waiting to be nurtured and reclaimed. Allow yourself to carry this sense of peace forward. A reminder that in every ordinary moment lies the potential for extraordinary presence. In this moment, as you settle into a comfortable space, take a deep breath, allowing your shoulders to soften, letting go of the day's weight. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the sensations of air entering and leaving your body. Feel the ground beneath you, steady and unwavering, a silent support for your being. As you breathe, allow yourself to notice your surroundings, the colors, the textures, the sounds that float into your awareness like whispers of the world calling for your attention. Here, in this moment, there is nothing to do, nowhere to go. Just be in a quiet kitchen. The sunlight streamed through the window, casting warm, golden pools of light on the tiled floor. It was a modest space, filled with the simple tools of every day. Live cooking pots, mugs, and a dish rack waiting patiently for its next duty. The soft hum of a distant lawnmower punctuated the tranquility. Grounding the scene in the pulse of a Sunday afternoon, Sarah stood at the sink, water flowing from the faucet in a gentle cascade, the sound of it dancing like laughter through the air. She turned to the dishes that had gathered like silent witnesses to her recent meals, a collection of mismatched plates, glistening silverware, and glasses that held remnants of her favorite juice. It was a familiar scene, one she had encountered countless times before, yet today felt different. Today offered an invitation to engage with the mundane in a new way. As she plunged her hands into the warm water, a wave of sensation enveloped her. The heat wrapped around her fingers like a comforting embrace, urging her to bring her full attention to the task at hand. She picked up a plate, its surface still warm from the last meal, and began to scrub. The soft scratch of the sponge mirrored the gentle swirling of her thoughts, creating a rhythm that pulled her deeper into presence. With each stroke, she allowed herself to linger in the moment, noticing the small things, the glistening bubbles forming and bursting like tiny stars. The fragrance of the dish soap arose, sweet and clean, evoking memories of childhood when she watched her mother do the same, hands deft and skilled. The narrative of her life unfolded softly, threads of memory weaving connections with the here and now. The water splashed gently against her wrists, cool and refreshing, as she let the feelings seep into her consciousness. A hint of tension in her shoulders unfurled as she breathed out, surrendering to the flow of the moment. No thoughts of tomorrow's tasks intruded, no worries about the chores left undone. They drifted away like autumn leaves carried by a gentle breeze. She reached for a fork, its metal cool against her palm. As she scrubbed, she visualized each stain lifting, each spot of dried food releasing its grip. In this act of cleaning, she found an echo of her own life, the tendency to hold onto what no longer served her, its remnants of past experiences clinging like stubborn grease. She exhaled, allowing the metaphor of cleansing to wash over her, just as the fork returned to its shiny state. So too could she release the burdens of her own past. The sound of the water began to fade into the background, replaced by a deeper awareness of her senses. The flickering flame of the stove caught her eye, dancing ever so slightly. There was joy in its unpredictable movements and invitation to pay tribute to the beauty of imperfection. Each moment was alive with its own story, each flicker a reminder to cherish the ephemeral nature of life. As she rinsed the last plate and placed it on the rack, she felt the weight of gratitude settle in her heart. The dishes, once a chore, had transformed into a meditation, a gateway to presence. In this act of caring for her home, she nurtured not just the physical space, but also her own spirit. The sunlight shifted as the afternoon waned, painting the kitchen with hues of amber and rose. The kettle began to whistle softly, a melodious call for attention. Sarah paused, allowing herself to breathe it all in. The world had slowed, wrapping her in its warm embrace, extending an invitation to savor this very moment. She moved to pour herself a cup of tea, the aroma rising to greet her. Embracing the warmth of the ceramic mug, her fingers curled around it, grounding her in this simple ritual. Each sip became a celebration of the senses. The steam kissed her cheeks, the warmth spread through her body, the earthy flavors danced on her tongue. In this quiet act of self-care, she found solace and connection with each moment that unfurled. Sarah became acutely aware of the symphony of existence playing around her, the distant laughter of children outside, the soft rustle of leaves in the evening breeze, and the ever-present rhythm of her breath. She allowed herself to be fully present, soaking in the ordinary yet extraordinary beauty of the world. As she finished her tea, she stood for a moment at the kitchen window, gazing outside. The sky was painted with strokes of lavender and indigo, the day surrendering softly to night. In this transition, she felt a sense of belonging, a harmonious connection to the life that surrounded her. The stars were beginning to twinkle, one by one, nameless yet familiar, pointing toward a vastness where everything belonged in this small kitchen. In this seemingly ordinary task, Sarah uncovered the extraordinary power of presence. Life, like the dishes she washed, holds within it the rich tapestry of everyday experiences, each thread inviting us to awaken to the beauty of now. As she stepped back from the window, she carried with her a gentle knowing amid the flow of time. There is peace in being fully, wholeheartedly alive. Inhale deeply, feeling the cool air fill your lungs. Hold it for a moment, a gentle pause, and then exhale slowly, letting any tension melt away with each breath. Allow your mind to quiet, like the stillness that hangs in the air just before dawn. In this space, let us embark on a simple journey, one that whispers of presence, of being, an everyday moment transformed into a tapestry of awareness. The kitchen was a humble space, sunlight spilling through the window, dancing upon the worn wooden countertops. Nestled within this cozy haven was the familiar clink and clatter of dishes awaiting their turn beneath the warm cascade of water. As you approach the sink, the symphony of sounds cradles you a soft gurgle of running water, the muted thud of porcelain carefully placed, the distant call of birds flitting through the air. You turn on the tap, and the water flows, a gentle stream like a silver ribbon glimmering in the light. As it rushes forth, you become aware of its temperature warm, enveloping your hands with a soothing comfort. Like a beloved companion, the water welcomes you as you reach for the first dish, a simple plate adorned with the remnants of yesterday's meal. Gently, you dip it into the water. The plate is smooth, cool to the touch, and as you lift it from the depths, droplets cascade down, each one a fleeting miracle. You bring it closer, inhaling the faint soap fragrance mingled with the scent of last night's dinner, a small offering of gratitude for nourishment in the moments shared in this space. You begin to scrub the soft bristle of the sponge gliding over the surface. You notice the rhythm of your movements, circular, deliberate, stroke a gentle caress against the dish. There is a certain elegance in this most ordinary task, a dance that needs no audience. The bubbles rise like tiny clouds, each one reflecting the light as if to remind you of the beauty found in simplicity. With each scrub, your mind starts to wander, but you gently steer it back, like a feather floating on a stream, returning to shore. You'll become aware of the sensations, not just of your hands at work, but of the world surrounding you. The sunlight paints patterns on the walls. The air is heavy with warmth, and from the window, a tender breeze carries the soft rustle of leaves. Outside, a world moves on, unaware of your small sanctuary. As you continue, feelings emerge and dissolve distractions. Worries about the day ahead, reflections on past conversations like bubbles in the water. They arise, shimmer, and then float away. You breathe in, aware of the moment, and out, letting go of the thoughts that no longer serve you. You pause to rinse the plate, a quick splash, sparkling water, cascading like a gentle waterfall before it is cradled in the rack, joining its peers. In this pause, there is a poignant stillness, a moment where it feels as if the world holds its breath with you. Time slows, the essence of now crystallizes around you. And for a heartbeat, everything is just as it should be. The next Isha, frying pan, the reflections of your hands mirrored in its shiny surface. You notice its weight, the cool metal contrasting with the warmth of the sun that filters through the window. Each movement becomes a meditation, your attention anchored in the contact of sponge against pan, the tug of the soap, the play of heat, radiating through the air. A thought flickers across your consciousness, fleeting memory of a mealtime shared with family, laughter echoing, spices dancing in the air. You smile softly, allowing the warmth of those moments to fill you anew. In every dish, there is a memory, a connection. In every act of washing, there is a story woven into the fabric of your days. The water flows on, a companion through the mundane, sustaining, supportive. As you wash, you hear the rhythmic patter of water against the sink, each drop an invitation to remain here in this very moment. Each sound is a guide to presence where the past loosens its grip and the future is but a distant thought. You finish the pan, setting it aside, and take a deep breath, feeling the satisfaction of the task done mindfully. Each piece of dishware, now sparkling clean, ready to hold the meals yet to come. Each one, a vessel filled with potential, with love, connection, and nourishment. The sink is almost empty now, the water beginning to slow. But you linger a moment longer, the world outside still vibrant and alive, a reminder of the continuum you inhabit, where small acts of care ripple outward, touching more than just your immediate surroundings. When you turn off the tap, there is a soft finality to the sounded, gentle click that resonates in the quiet of the room. You step back, allowing a spaciousness to unfold around you. The kitchen feels alive with the whisper of light and lingering warmth. It is a moment steeped in gratitude. Yet, as you gaze upon the remnants of the task, a quiet insight emerges. Realization that this is not merely about cleaning, but about honoring the very act of living. Each dish washed, each moment savored, threads together into a tapestry of existence, a manifestation of presence. It's an embrace of being. And as you step away from the sink, the sun dips lower, casting long shadows across the room that carry with you the softness of water, the echoes of warmth, and the gentle unfolding of serenity found in the simple rhythm of the moment in the heart of everyday tasks. We find the seeds of mindfulness waiting quietly for our attention. Just like the dishes we wash and the water we run, life flows forward, inviting us to engage fully with each breath, each sensation, each moment. As you step into your day, may you carry this awareness with you, a gentle reminder that in the mundane, the profound delights of existence await, sparkling just below the surface. Imagine, for a moment, the gentle sigh of the world as you close your eyes, softly inhaling the air that wraps around you like a warm blanket. Each breath is a tiny wave, rising and falling in the ocean of your being. Allow this moment to cradle you, welcoming thoughts as they drift by like leaves on a serene river, observing them without a need to grasp or push away. As you settle into stillness, let the weight of the day soften and prepare to embrace a simple, ordinary experience, the art of washing dishes in the quiet heart of a modest kitchen. Light pours through a window like liquid gold, casting warm fingers upon a sink that holds yesterday's remnants. You stand before it, a collection of plates and cups gathered as if they were softly beckoning you to attend to them, to invite your presence into the rhythm of their cleansing. As you reach for the first plate, the smooth ceramic is cool against your palm, a welcome sensation grounding you in that moment. The world fades, and in its place, there is only you and this dish, this fleeting heartbeat of existence. With each drop of water that the faucet releases, a gentle symphony begins, a melody of splashes and trickles that fills the air, soothing and serene. Let the water run ever so slowly. Listen, hear how it dances against the sink. Each droplet a note in a lullaby only you can hear. The sound reverberates around you, calming every thought into stillness. With the sponge in hand, you invite the bubbles, watching as they swell and burst, rising like tiny clouds to the surface. Each one a promise of renewal. The scent of soap mingles with the warmth of the sunbeam striking the counter, a fragrant reminder of home, of care, of nurturing the ordinary. You immerse the sponge in the water, feeling it absorb the essence of its purpose, becoming one with the task at hand. As you begin to scrub, allow your hands to glide over the surface of the plate with gentle intention. There is a gracefulness to this motion, a gentle dance. Feel the circular movement, a soft rhythm that mirrors the turning of the seasons outside. As the warmth of the water seeps into your fingers, and you can feel the tension dissolving with each stroke. You are here, fully present, a simple act becoming a profound meditation. Glancing out the window, catch a glimpse of the world outside, a tree swaying lightly, leaves shimmering in the breeze, a reminder of the life that buzzes around you, oblivious to your slow, cleansing ritual. In this moment, you are unhurried, flowing with the rhythm of the everyday. As the plates begin to stack neatly beside you, a sense of accomplishment stirs within. One by one, each dish becomes a canvas that reflects your attention, your mindfulness, like a mirror reflecting your heart. You pause to notice the droplets that cling to the edges, sparkling in the lighted, delicate moment that exists because you have chosen to be here, fully alive. The clatter of a fork against the countertop brings you back to your sensations. You reach for it, noticing its weight, the coolness of the metal cold against your fingertips. Turning it over, you observe its gleam, a small artifact of the meal shared, the story spoken. How often do we forget to acknowledge these simple tools that navigate our lives? As you place it into the warm water, you feel a quiet appreciation for the life that is unfolded around this utensil, the laughter, the conversations, the love. Each piece tells a tale, a reminder that every existence has its own story, woven through connections that hold meaning. You wash with a soft intention, allowing the warmth of the water to carry away the day's residue. Not just from the fork, but from the mind as well. The sounds of the kitchen are a delicate tapestry. The faucet's bubbling chorus harmonizes with the distant hum of life outside. Perhaps a neighbor's laughter, the faint whistle of a kettle, or the rustling of leaves against the breeze, all melding into a sanctuary of sound that envelops you in its embrace. You become part of this symphony, and in this shared existence, there is peace, as the last pieces are rinsed and dried. You take a moment to reflect on the clarity that has emerged. In this simplicity, you find yourself. You have carved out space for breathing, for noticing, for simply being. The kitchen feels transformed, a sacred space where the mundane becomes extraordinary through the lens of your attention. With a final touch, carefully set the last dish upon the drying rack. In doing so, you realize that the heat of the moment lingers long after its completion. The act of washing has unveiled a deeper understanding of presence, a mindfulness that transcends time and place. You stand a little taller, feeling the weight of clarity and calmness envelop you, a soft embrace from the world as you turn to leave the kitchen. The sun continues its gentle descent, casting long shadows that stretch across the floor with a sense of grace. With a newfound appreciation for the ordinary, you take one last glance at the dishes, now clean and gleaming. A testament to the beauty that resides in the act of attentiveness and care. In the quiet aftermath of this simple journey, allow a moment to settle. Each breath carries the echoes of mindfulness, a reminder that even in the most routine of tasks, there lies an opportunity for connection, clarity, and presence. Let this awareness linger like the gentle ebb of water, embracing the stillness, and carry it with you, the whisper of this moment, etched in the landscape of your heart. Take a moment to settle into your body. Feel the ground beneath your feet and the air that gently moves around you. Okay? As you breathe in, draw in the freshness of the moment. Okay? With each exhale, let go of the weight of the day. Okay? In this space, everything is exactly as it should be. The outside world fades into a soft murmur, allowing you to turn inward, embracing the quiet whispers of your own being. In this tranquility, we begin a simple journey, one that unfolds in the everyday rhythm of life. It was an ordinary evening when she found herself standing by the sink, water cascading from the tap in a steady stream. The sound was soothing, like the soft whispers of long-forgotten lullabies. As the water filled the basin, she smiled at the familiar sight of the evening dishes piled high, each one telling the story of a meal shared. Laughter echoed in moments savored. Today, however, she decided to approach this routine with a new lens, one of gentle curiosity. With her hands immersed in the warm water, she felt the immediate comfort wrap around her. The sensation was welcoming, a gentle hug from the steamy embrace as she closed her eyes. The warmth enveloped her, coaxing her deeper into this moment, inviting her to feel rather than merely to do. She reached for the first Disha simple plate, adorned with the remnants of the day's dinner. Beneath her fingers, the slick surface reminded her of the beauty and simplicity. As she dipped the plate into the soapy water, the mixture of scents fresh lemon, a hint of sea salt brought forth the vivid tapestry of memories, sunlit days, laughter at the dining table, soup simmering on the stove. Each dish was a vessel of connection, and as she cleaned, she began to see beyond the mundane chore before her. Rubbing the sponge over the plate's surface, she noticed the soft scratching sound, a gentle whisper against porcelain, much like the rustle of leaves in the breeze outside. The sponge slipped and slid in her grasp, as though engaged in a dance of its own. Her hands moved in a rhythm, a tender choreography ingrained in muscle memory. Bubbles formed and floated to the surface, each one a tiny orb of light. Catching glimmers of the kitchen's warm glow, as she rinsed the plate, the cool water cascaded over her fingers. It soothed her skin, refreshing and alive. She felt the small droplets pool at her wrists and fall like tiny crystals cascading down a mountain stream. In this simple act of washing, she found a moment of grace, an oasis amid her busy, lightless space where time slowed and all of her worries began to soften with each dish that was cleaned. She became aware of her thoughts, the gentle stream of her mind, flowing in and out like waves on the shore. Thoughts of tomorrow's tasks and yesterday's worries drifted by, and she observed them as if they were clouds passing through a vast sky. There was no need to grasp or chase these thoughts. She simply let them flow as she moved through the rhythm of her task. She rubbed the sponge over a mug now, feeling its familiar curves beneath her fingertips. The mug, once filled with morning coffee, had seen her through many quiet mornings. She reflected on how each sip brought warmth and comfort, how those early hours of stillness set the tone for her day. As she scrubbed, she envisioned each memory, permeating the suds, connecting her past to the present. Sometimes we caught herself rushing, her thoughts hurrying ahead to the next task. But then she would pause, taking a deeper breath. This was not merely washing dishes. This was a practice of presence. It was in the gentle scrubbing, the flowing water, that she remembered the importance of slowing down, even amidst the simplest of tasks. Life was here, now, in the bubbles and the warmth. The sound of the water continued to flow, a gentle white noise that filled the air, cradling her in its embrace. She felt the lightness of the bubbles pop against her skin, a playful reminder to savor this moment, the task at hand. The warmth enveloping her like a soft blanket, the gentle rhythm of breath harmonizing with the flow of water. As she placed the last clean dish on the drying rack, she admired the way it stood, gleaming like a beacon of accomplishment. She brought her hands to her heart, a newfound awareness blooming within her. In this quiet routine, she had tapped into a deep reservoir of gratitude, a recognition that such small, mundane tasks held the potential for profound connection, not only to herself, but to the world around her. With a final look at the sink, now tidy and serene in the gentle glow of the kitchen light, she felt a sense of completion. She had transformed her everyday experience into something sacred, a moment to treasure. The dishes, once just a pile of chores, now felt like sacred tokens of her daily journey. As she stepped away from the sink, the echoes of water and warmth lingered in her heart, proof that mindfulness could unfold in the simplest of acts. Every breath, every sound, every drop of water, she found beauty waiting to be embraced. And in this one small moment, she realized the extraordinary richness of being fully present. The evening air wrapped around her as she breathed deeply, carrying with her the quiet wisdom she had discovered amidst the soap bubbles and the stillness, a reminder that each moment holds the potential for grace, connection, and peace. In the hush of morning, when the world holds its breath between the night's dreams and the day's unfolding reality, there lies a moment ripe for stillness. Picture yourself in a warm, sunlit kitchen, a sanctuary of light and gentle sounds. Take a deep breath, allowing your mind to rest as you settle into this space. Feel your feet on the cool floor beneath you, the weight of your body grounding you in this moment. And notice the soft rhythm of your breath as it flows in and out, like a gentle tide resonating in the depths of your being. Here, in this serene embrace, you are invited to enter a simple yet profound dance with the everyday. It is morning. The sun spills through the window, casting soft, golden rays across the countertop. You stand in this enterprising tranquility, the gentle buzz of the world outside momentarily muted, as if all things are waiting for your presence. You have found yourself in the midst of a small yet significant ritual, washing the dishes. The sink beckons you, filled with warm, soapy water, effervescent bubbles, catching the light like tiny stars. Take a moment to appreciate the warmth of the water as your hands sink beneath the surface. With each dish you lift, you begin to feel the cool porcelain against your fingertips. A momentary contrast to the warmth enveloping you. You can hear the softly rhythmic sound of water splashing against the ceramica quiet symphony. As you reach for a plate, notice the intricate pattern dancing across its surface. It tells a story of meals shared, laughter echoing in this sacred space. You hold it gently, feeling the weight of it, the coolness radiating through your skin. Slowly, you dip the plate into the water, watching the bubbles cling like little pearls, glistening with life. As the water swirls around, it softens the edges of the day's worries. In this simple act, the world seems to fade away. Let your mind drift like the bubbles, free of judgment or distraction. There is no elsewhere, no task waiting to pull you from this moment. The mundane transforms into the exquisite as you scrub at remnants of yesterday's meals. The faint scent of lemon from the dish soap wafts up, sharp yet soothing, evoking memories of sun-filled afternoons, laughter on the porch, and the conversations that linger like dew. Let the scent unfold like a blossom, filling your heart with warmth. As you rinse the plate, notice how the water cascades over and around, each droplet a tiny world of its own. They tumble down, gliding effortlessly, carrying away what is no longer needed, making room for something new. Consider the sponge. It's textured and resilient, each scrubbing stroke a gentle reminder of the care you take with your life. You press it against the plate. Feel that subtle resistance. It is fragility mingling with strength. 'Cause the sponge releases small clouds of suds, as if sighing in relief, a testament to the beauty of effort and the joy in release. Breathe in that mixed harmony of doing and being. You reach for a glass, its smooth surface translucent like morning mist. In this simple vessel, you can almost see the reflections of moments conversations shared over morning coffee, the laughter of a child, the ache and joy of love. As water slides over it, the glass becomes a mirror of the present, revealing the intricate dance of your existence, both fragile and strong. In the act of washing, you nurture not just the object, but the weave of life itself. Pause for a heartbeat as you place the glass aside, letting it stand alone for a moment, acknowledging its presence. In the stillness, allow yourself to simply be. The world outside hums. You can hear the distant chirping of birds, the soft rustle of leaves, each sound a reminder of the vibrancy of life. In that tapestry of sound, you are anchored, a thread, woven into the larger picture. As you continue, the rhythm of your movements begins to synchronize with your breath. There is a soothing ebb and flow, a quiet dance that unfolds without force or rush. You cannot help but smile at the simplicity of it all, the way each action flows seamlessly into the next. Dish by dish, you are releasing the needs of yesterday and making space for the day ahead, cleansing, a renewal with each moment. You feel the burdens of time slipping away like water flowing through your fingers. The soft hum of the refrigerator is your companion, a low, gentle reminder that life continues in its steady way. The kitchen holds this intimacy, a sacred sanctuary where the ordinary transforms into the profound. In that thought, you grasp the idea that every dish is its own kind of meditation, a moment to immerse yourself fully in the experience of being. The rhythm continues. There's something meditative in scrubbing, in rinsing, in the quiet observation of what unfolds. You begin to notice the edges of your worries dissolving like soap bubbles, floating away into the expanse of the air as you reach for the large mixing bowl. The weight of it anchors you, a constant reminder that life often requires balance, a mixture of heaviness and lightness, of holding on and letting go. It is here, in this moment, that you embrace the fact that both joy and sorrow coexist. Just as water and soap blend, yet remain distinct. Finally, the last dish is washed, and you step back, beholding the shining collection of clean plates and utensils. A soft glow embraces the kitchen, reflecting the light of satisfaction and peace. You take a moment to admire not just the results of your efforts, but the journey you've just experienced as the water slowly drains. Listen to the soft gurgle and splash, an inviting lullaby that speaks to the cleansing of both dishes and spirit. You are reminded that in every ending there lies a beginning. Experience of washing dishes has transformed into a gentle, revelational moment of clarity, wrapped in the cocoon of presence. Take this moment to breathe deeply once again. Let the breaths pull in the lingering essence of this act of washing, of presence, of time spent in gentle intimacy with the mundane. As you step away from the sink, carry this tranquility with you, letting it seep into the cracks of your day. Like the dishes you have washed, may you too embrace the cycles of life, ever flowing, ever present, grounded in the wisdom of the now. In the tender embrace of now, as the world pulses with a gentle rhythm, let us take a moment to settle into the present. Okay? Find a comfortable position, perhaps seated or cradled by nature's bounty. Allow your breath to flow like a soft stream, in and out, anchoring you to this very moment. As the thoughts drift by like clouds, observe them with a non-judgmental heart. Here, in this sacred space, we will journey through the ordinary and uncover the extraordinary hidden within it. The sun was setting, casting a warm golden hue that draped itself over the kitchen. It wrapped around Amelia as she stood by the sink, a sanctuary of porcelain dishes and silver utensils waiting to be attended to. The soft clink of plates was the evening's music, each sound a gentle reminder of the day that had just unfolded. She turned the faucet and warm water tumbled down, filling the sink with a cascading melody. Amelia watched as the bubbles surfaced, frothy and delicate, rising like tiny balloons caught in a gentle breeze. She dipped her hands into the water, feeling the warmth embracing her skin, contrasting with the cooler evening air. Each soapy breath echoed the rhythm of the household. Her children's laughter floated through the open window, swirling with the scent of freshly baked bread still lingering in the air. As she took a sponge and began to wash, she noticed the familiar circular movement, the way it glided over the plates as if they were dancers on the stage of her fingertips. With each stroke, she released the remnants of the meal, tracing the stories held in the roundness of a bowl or the curvature of a glass. Here, she discovered the beauty in the mundane. Each plate held a memory of shared laughter and comfort. While her hands worked, her mind wandered slightly, 2 moments layered thinly like the soap bubbles rising to meet the evening light. She thought of her daughter's excitement earlier in the day, her wide eyes sparkling with wonder when she spotted a butterfly resting momentarily on a blooming flower. In that moment, she felt a kinship with the butterfly who danced between known and unknown, embracing the fleeting nature of existence. A soft sigh escaped her lips, a sound of acceptance, of understanding that each day, with its gifts and challenges, invited her to be fully present. She focused on the sensations of her hands, the tingling warmth of the water, the gentle pressure of the sponge against each dish. The rhythm of her washing became a meditation, a deep inhalation of calmness rising within her. Each plate adorned with the imprints of meals past also mirrored fragments of her own journey. As she rinsed off the suds, she smoothed the surface of a glass with care, observing its clarity, each drop of water sliding off like tiny diamonds. In this act of nurturing the vessels that held nourishment for her family, Amelia felt she was nurturing herself too. The glass sparkled anew, a promise of the next shared meal, a chance for connections to deepen at the table. Suddenly, a gentle knock echoed from the doorway. Her son, Leo, with his tousled hair and curious spirit, entered the room. "Can I help, Mom?" he asked, his voice a soft invitation. She paused, looking into his bright eyes and feeling a swell of warmth in her chest. A reminder that presence is made richer when shared. Of course, she smiled and invited him to join. As he climbed a stool by the sink, the kitchen transformed into a haven of shared effort. The two of them began a slow dance together, the sponge moving back and forth, dishes shifting from the soapy depths to the clarity of the rinse water. They laughed together, a playful game of who could make the biggest bubbles, the air filled with joy and lightness. In this moment, it was not just the dishes that were being cleansed, but their hearts too, purged of the chaos that often gathers in the busyness of life. The sounds of laughter and splashing water echoed, weaving into the fabric of the day's tapestry, marking it with threads of connection. They recognized how the simple act of washing dishes could transform into a symphony of sounds and sensations. The warmth of the water enveloped them. The fragrant hint of citrus soap floated in the air, mingling with the soft hum of a distant cricket nature's evening serenade. As they finished the last plate, Amelia took a breath, deeply anchored in gratitude. She rinsed her hands, the water sliding away like the worries of the day. Looking at Leo, who beamed with pride at their clean output, she felt a sense of accomplishment, a reflective moment in the cycle of life. The kitchen that had called her to labor was now a stage painted with the vivid colors of connection and presence. With a gentle sigh, she placed the last dish on the drying rack, allowing the droplets to cascade down like small cascades of joy. The air settled around them in a comforting embrace, bringing with it a sweet stillness. Amelia gazed out the window where the sun had begun its descent, painting the evening sky with pastel hues of orange and pink, a breathtaking canvas that heralded the closing of another day. In this quiet, she found clarity. Each moment passed, neither held nor hurried. The beauty of life unfolded, layer by layer, much like the warming light outside. Everything was interconnected. The laughter of her children, the warmth of the sun, the water dancing over glass as they stood together, feeling the heartbeat of the home. Amelia understood that presence was not a destination, but rather a path illuminated by the mundane miracles of daily life. And thus, as the washing concludes and the sun sinks low, let us carry this wisdom with us, a reminder that within the rhythm of the everyday lies the essence of our being. Each simple moment offers us the gift of presence, waiting to be recognized, nourished, and shared, just like the bonds formed in the kitchen, warmed by love and connection. In the quiet moments of your day, take a breath. Inhale deeply, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the air flowing through your body. Allow yourself to settle into this present moment, letting go of the thoughts that tug at your mind. Notice how everything around you continues with its rhythm. Yet here you are, an observer in the vastness of now. The world waits, and in this stillness, you are reminded of the beauty that blooms in the ordinary, where mindfulness blossoms like a delicate flower in the morning dew. Imagine now that you are standing by a kitchen sink, warm, sunlit, and full of possibility. The day has whispered its way into your heart, a gentle crescendo of moments that have led you here. The dishes lie before you, a small mountain of the everyday, a testament to meals shared, laughter exchanged, and life lived. As you reach for the first plate, smooth and cool against your fingertips, you take a moment to appreciate it. This plate has held sustenance, perhaps when laughter was shared with loved ones, or a quiet dinner that spoke volumes in silence. With each gentle stroke of your sponge, embrace the solace of routine. The water cascades around you, a soft symphony of sounds. Listen to the delicate splash as each dish is placed beneath the flow, the water creating ripples that dance across the surface. Here, every drop is a reminder, a touch, a heartbeat, a moment in time, both fleeting and everlasting. You let the suds gather, their thick bubbles resembling tiny worlds, each one holding its own depth. The scent of the gentle dish soap drifts toward your nose, a subtle note of citrus mingled with the warmth of the sun filtering through the window. In this scent, there lies a connection, a bond to the simplicity of this task, an invitation to be fully present as you scrub the plate. Notice how your hands move in circular patterns. There is no rush here. Each movement is an exploration, a dance of intent and presence. The warmth of the water encircles your wrists. You can feel the temperature shift, a reminder of the flow of life around you. Thoughts might drift in lists to complete, worries to quell, but like the foam on the surface, you let them pass, gently pushing them aside. Bring your focus back to the present, back to the simple act of washing. Each dish is an opportunity to reconnect with what it means to be mindful. As you reach for the next bowl, notice its curvature, the way it cradles your hand, how it reflects the light. This bowl, familiar yet always unique, carries the echoes of yesterday's gathering. Its texture recalls the warmth of meals shared and stories told. Q caressed its surface, a silent acknowledgement of how it has served you. Q, of how it has witnessed the tapestry of your life. When you rinse the bowl, the water spirals down the drain like a small waterfall, carrying the remnants of the past, leaving clarity behind. Each movement, deliberate and calm. The sounds around you blossom perhaps. A bird chirps outside, heralding the arrival of spring, or the distant hum of the refrigerator becomes a comforting background. They weave together, supporting this moment of presence, holding you in the rhythm of the world. You are anchored here, like a rock in a stream, steadfast yet porous to the flow. Now, as your hands transition from the warm water to the cool air, you become aware of the sensations playing upon your skin, the soft breeze coming through the window, brushing ever so lightly against your cheek. It brings with it the scent of blossoms, earth, and life, a reminder that you are part of something larger than yourself. In a universe where minutia and magnificence coexist, this practice, this washing, starts to transform into a meditation. With every rinse and every drying, you let go of labels. This is not a chore, but a moment for clarity, a time to breathe. You slip deeper into the rhythm. Scrub, rinse, repeat. The flow of the water becomes your heartbeat. The glistening dishes before you, smiles offering gratitude for this embrace of the ordinary dot. And then the ritual comes to an end. You stand in a moment of stillness, a quietude enveloping your heart. The dishes, now clean and gleaming, seem to hum with life, a collective sigh of relief. The kitchen feels lighter, infused with the energy of presence, of stillness, and mindfulness. As you dry your hands, reveling in the last warmth from the cloth, you continue to be aware of your breath. Inhale deeply, filling your lungs with the essence of this moment, and acknowledgement of your own existence, mingled with the lives that have been nourished in this space. In the tranquility of the kitchen, as you put the last dish to rest, you realize that mindfulness unfolds not just in moments of silence, but in the rhythm of life, the hum of water, the laughter shared, and the tasks that feel mundane yet magical in their simplicity. You emerge not just from the experience of washing dishes, but from the warm embrace of presence, knowing that each day holds an invitation to dance with the ordinary. Crew, in this knowing, you find peace. In stillness, you unearth a serenity that carries within you long after the water has ceased to flow. In the quiet moments just before dawn breaks, the world holds its breath, suspended between night and day. Close your eyes softly and breathe in the cool air of early morning, rich with the scent of dew-kissed grass and fresh earth. Allow your thoughts to settle like fallen leaves on a still pond, observing them without judgment as they drift by. With each breath, feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the rhythm of your being like the soft waves lapping at the shore. It is in this stillness, in the tender embrace of now, that the heart can open and the mind can quiet. Imagine a kitchen bathed in the soft, golden light of the rising sun. The world outside is waking, but within this space, time feels fluid, almost suspended. You stand at the sink, hands submerged in warm, soapy water, surrounded by the gentle clinking of dishes. This mundane act, often overlooked, becomes a sanctuary of mindfulness. As you reach for the first plate, its cool surface contrasts with the warmth of the water. You can hear the subtle sound of the bubbles popping and the water flowing steadily. There is a rhythm here, a dance of sorts, as you lift the plate and bring it close to your face. Breathe in deeply. Can you smell the faint remnants of last night's meal? Perhaps a hint of garlic, a whisper of rosemary trapped in the ceramic. Feel the texture beneath your fingers, smooth yet slightly grainy, a reminder of the nourishment it once held. With each dish you wash, notice how the water glistens under the sunlight, transforming the everyday into a kaleidoscope of light. As you scrub, you can feel the warmth seep into your skin, a gentle embrace that massages your worries away. Your breaths become slow and deliberate, and each drop of water cascading down your arms brings with it a sense of release. What thoughts arise in this quiet moment? Perhaps a flicker of a worry about the day to come, or a memory dancing just outside your reach. Acknowledge them without diving in. Let them float like clouds in a vast blue sky. You're here now, with the dishes cocooned in this sanctuary of soap and water. The rhythm of washing becomes meditative. The plate in your hands morphs from a mere object into an experienced vessel that once served food. Release it into the drying rack, and as it clinks against another, listen closely to the sound, a gentle affirmation that you are present. Engaged in a simple yet profound task, the kitchen transforms into a canvas, painted with the bright colors of morning. Sunlight spills through the window, warming your back, a soft reminder of the world outside that continues to turn. Occasionally, a bird's song flutters into the room, a sweet prelude to life stirring beyond the glass. Can you hear the melody? It flits gracefully through the air, inviting you to connect with this moment. This act of creation. Mindfully, you reach for another Disha mug. This time, its handle is cool to the touch, a comforting weight in your palm. You remember the warmth of the coffee it once held, the quiet moments spent cradling it in your hands. Focus on the tactile sensations, the shift of the material under the pressure of your fingers, the way the ceramic feels against your skin, smooth and reassuring. Now, close your eyes for just a moment, allowing your other senses to awaken. The sound of water swirling, the scent of soap, a combination of lavender and lemon, refreshing like spring, and the faint buzz of the refrigerator humming softly in the background. Each element a note in the symphony of your morning, with each item you wash and place aside. Think of the people who have shared meals from these dishes, the stories that were woven into the fabric of their existence. Honor those connections without holding on to them too tightly. Just as the bubbles from the soap start to dissipate, so too do the moments and thoughts connected to this act, gentle ebb and flow. As you scrub the last dish, a simple fork, you feel an overwhelming sense of completion wash over you. The water is turning cooler now, as are the light and sounds of the outside world. With each pass, you release the remnants of yesterday. The fork shines under the light, much like your spirit feels after a practice of presence, polished and luminous dots standing in the aftermath of your task. The empty sink glimmers with promise. There is a stillness as you take a moment to simply stand still, to be. You feel the connection of your feet to the cool tile beneath you, the grounding sensation anchoring you firmly to this space. This moment, with a gentle inhalation, allow yourself to embrace gratitude, not just for the cleanliness of the dishes, but for the serenity of this process and the mindfulness that has unfolded as you take one last deep breath, feeling the air fill your lungs and the soft warmth of the sun enveloping you. Know that this moment, this experience, will linger with you. The stillness you cultivated in washing the dishes carries on a hidden oasis within the fabric of your busy life. You can return to this stillness, this mindfulness, anytime you need, allowing the world to unfold in its own rhythm while you find your center in the quiet heart of your experience. Close your eyes softly, if that feels right, and allow your breath to flow naturally, in and out, like the gentle rise and fall of the tide on a calm shore. With each inhale, gather the quiet of this moment. With each exhale, release any thoughts that linger, any worries that drift by like clouds across a blue sky. Feel the earth beneath you, supporting you as you invite yourself to arrive here, fully present. Here, in this sacred space of now, let us embark on a simple journey, a mindful exploration of an ordinary act that conceals the extraordinary. In a small, sunlit kitchen, Miriam stood at the sink, water cascading from the faucet like glistening thread in a tapestry of everyday life. The dishes were piled high, remnants of a shared dinner, laughter mingling with warmth, creating an atmosphere that felt almost tangible. Key, as she reached for the first plate, cool and smooth in her hands. A gentle anticipation stirred within her. The sound of the water filled her ears, a rhythmic patter, like the heartbeat of the world outside. She turned the knob slightly, adjusting the temperature until it enveloped her fingers in a blanket of warmth. With a mindful intention, she placed the plate beneath the stream, watching as the water danced over its surface, the bubbles rising effervescently like tiny, joyful spirits. Each plate became a canvas, a reminder of shared stories, moments that were flecked with joy and love. This plate, she thought, held the remnants of last night's laughter, echoes of whispered dreams. This one cradled the warmth of conversation, the connections that bind us. As she scrubbed the first plate, the sponge gliding across the surface, she felt the gentle resistance beneath her touch, a reminder to be patient and present. Miriam felt her breath deepen, slow, easy rhythm matching the ebb and flow of the water. She closed her eyes for a moment, surrendering to the sensations, the warmth of the dishwater, the fragrance of soap mingling with the earthy scent of her kitchen. The world outside slipped away, and all that remained was the soft sound of her breath and the playful splatter of bubbles as she rinsed the plate. Droplets of water slipped off, sparkling in the morning light as they tumbled into the basin below. Each droplet was a tiny world of reflection, a kaleidoscope of fleeting moments. She watched, transfixed, as one droplet suspended momentarily on the edge of the plate, quivering before it joined its companions below. It reminded her that life too is a series of transient moments, some teetering at the edge of awareness, some cascading into oblivion. All part of the same continuum. Miriam took her time, feeling the sponge glide over each dish, and as she moved onto the silverware, she noticed the quiet scrape of metal against porcelain. Each sound has its own story, she mused, letting her mind wander through the memories associated with each fork and spoon. She allowed herself to be present with the simplicity of the task, each motion a gentle reminder to embrace the now. Dishes came in and out of her hands, each one deserving of her full focus. A pot, chipped and worn, but still shimmering under the water's embrace, carried with it echoes of hearty meals, witnessed laughter and even tears. The moments that lingered there felt rich, like the spices she had sprinkled lovingly into each stew. This was her practice, her meditation a return to the essence of being, rooted in this gentle ritual of care and connection. Outside, the rain began to fall lightly, a soft pitter-patter on the window panes, each drop becoming a note in a delicate symphony of sound, mingled with the soothing rustle of leaves, which seemed to applaud the rain's arrival. Miriam opened her eyes, and for a moment she just stood there, absorbing the beauty of the scene unfolding beyond her kitchen window. How refreshing, she thought, feeling the cool moisture ripple through the air as if nature itself was reminding her to breathe. She closed her eyes once more, allowing her senses to absorb the gentle currents of sound and sent the soothing backdrop of rain. The glimmer of light reflecting off the dishes and the delicate earthiness enveloping the space in this moment amidst the ordinary. Miriam found herself leaning into the possibilities of each unwashed dish still waiting. She felt a soft smile bloom within her, an understanding settling into the depths of her being. There was beauty here, an invitation to be with what is, to embrace the present without judgment or hurry. As she continued, the act of washing became a dance, her body swaying gently with the rhythm of the water, her hands weaving through the warmth like a thread in a tapestry of life. She breathed in the scent of lavender from the dish soap, grounding herself in the calming embrace of the familiar. Each breath was a gentle reminder that life flows like water, sometimes smooth, sometimes turbulent, but always moving forward. With each completed dish, a sense of accomplishment washed over her, not just for the chore itself, but for the connection she felt with the journey. Each plate, each fork, each spoon embodying memories and love transformed into tangible form. A simple act of care morphed into a ritual of thankfulness, each rinse and repeat a thread in the fabric of her life. Hours might have passed, or perhaps mere moments' time ceased to matter within this pocket of presence. When Miriam finally turned off the faucet, the mysterious world of rushing water transformed into a soft stillness. Steam rose gently from the basin, swirling lazily as she wiped her hands on a kitchen towel. Remnants of the task still lingering on her fingertips, Miriam stepped back from the sink, taking a deep breath as she surveyed her surroundings. The gleaming dishes now neatly stacked, the remnants of the past washed away like sand slipping through her fingers. What she created was not simply a clean kitchen. It was a moment of stillness within the whirlwind of life, a return to the heart of what matters as the rain continued its soft serenade. She opened the window slightly to let in the crisp, clean air. The scent of wet earth mingled with lavender, filling her with a sense of renewal. She breathed in deeply, letting the freshness wash over her like the water she had just embraced. In this moment of clarity, Miriam understood a simple act, such as washing dishes, can become a vessel for awareness, a meditation that silently whispers the wisdom of presence. It intertwined with the ebb and flow of life, guiding her back to herself, reminding her that all tasks can be touched with grace. As you release the breath you hold, allow yourself to linger in this gentle understanding that each moment, however mundane, carries the potential for stillness, for awakening to the beauty that surrounds us. Like the whisper of rain on quiet leaves, may you carry this awareness forward, finding peace in the simple rhythm of your everyday journey. Embrace each moment with open arms. They too will flow past like water through your hands, ever present and beautifully transformative. In the soft embrace of a morning sun, before the world stirs to life, there exists a sacred space where time flows gently and the heart can breathe. Take a moment to settle into your chair. Feel the weight of your body and the grounding of your feet upon the earth. With each breath, invite in the stillness around you, letting go of the thoughts that tug for your attention. Allow the rhythm of your breath, slow and deep, to anchor you in this present moment, where everything you need is already here, waiting to unfold like the petals of a newly blossomed flower. With the dawn just breaking, you find yourself standing in the kitchen, the air still crisp and lightly tinged with the promise of coffee brewing in the distance. The sink glistens under the brightening light, an invitation, a blank canvas, ready for your hands to paint it with the motions of a familiar task. You shift your attention to the pile of dishes, remnants of last night's warmth, the plates and mugs worn smooth from stories shared, laughter rising like steam unto the cool morning air. You fill the sink with water, feel its coolness spill over your fingers, a shock of sensation that pulls you deeper into this moment. The sound of water rushing fills your ears, a gurgling symphony beckoning you to listen. The eclectic clinks and splashes dance through the air, harmonizing with the soft rustle of leaves outside, a gentle reminder that you are both separate and part of this greater melody. As you pick up a plate, surface glistening still with remnants of last night's meal, you bring it close to your heart. You feel the warmth of the water as it envelops the cool ceramic like a hug, a connection forged, an invitation to appreciate this ordinary object, the curves and edges, the memories it holds. With each swipe of the sponge, you dive deeper into the present, consciousness unfurling in layers, letting sensations envelop you like a warm blanket. The fragrance of dish soap rises, mingling with the fresh air, and for a moment, you allow yourself to simply be here. The warmth of your hands in the water, the friction of the sponge against the plate, and the rhythmic patter of droplets hitting the porcelain below. You attend to the task without urgency, each action performed with care as though you were chiseling away at a piece of art. Each dish a testament to the moments lived around the table, mindful of your breaths. You inhaled the cool air and exhaled the weight of distractions. Thoughts may dance in the periphery, but like the bubbles emerging from your hands, you allow them to rise and pop, releasing them gently into the ether. Here, there is no judgment, no critique of how the day should unfold. There is only the dish in front of you, the water and soap lathering lovingly over every surface. The sunlight begins to filter more boldly through the window, casting a tapestry of light upon the countertop, illuminating each drop that falls like a jeweled tear. You pause for a moment, captivated by this gentle play of water and light. How they kiss, how they weave together, a quiet dance across the surfaces of your life, shared and solitary. You place the plate aside, allowing it to drain as you turn to a mug. The handle, worn smooth from countless embraces, feels familiar in your palm. You recall the warmth it held, the comfort it brought during sips of tea, during quiet afternoons. As you scrub, you give thanks silently for the little moments, for the conversations over dinner, the stories spun in shared laughter, the solace found in solitude with a good book. With each movement, a realization blossoms. You are not simply cleaning. You are engaging in an act of love, a loving kindness towards your space, your memories, yourself. This act becomes a prayer, a meditation, a moment to honor everything that has passed. You are weaving together the threads of your life, unwinding the tangled knots of busyness into the smooth fabric of presence, completing the final mug. The sink begins to fill with clean, sparkling dishes. They stand together like a family, a congregation of stories and experiences yet to be dimmed by the fast-paced rush of life. You take a moment to simply behold them, the way the water glints in the morning light, the reflection of you in the surface, the possibilities shimmering like tiny stars within the ordinary. Reaching for a kitchen towel, you gently pat each dish, each movement deliberate as you wipe away the remaining traces of water. It feels almost like a gentle caress, of promise to care for what you have, to respect the space that holds your essence. The soft cloth warms in your hand under the sun's embrace, and you revel in this simple exchange. The towel and the dishes, your heart and the moment. The cacophony of morning life begins to weave in. Faint sounds of the outside world growing louder, the distant call of birds heralding the day, the low hum of a passing car, the laughter of children spilling into the air like confetti. You take a breath, letting the world in, acknowledging it as part of the rich tapestry of your experience. As you finish, you glance around the kitchen. It feels as though a new light has fallen upon it. A recognition blooms within you that this space is alive. It holds your joy, your sorrow, your cycles of being, and in this relinquishing of care, you witness the sublime connection between the everyday and the sacred. You have danced with the mundane, found solace in simplicity, and in this dance, you have discovered that mindfulness does not demand the extraordinary. It thrives in the gentle pulse of life as the final droplets of water cling to the edges of the dishes, like tiny reminders of a rain shower that kisses the earth. Allow yourself to feel grounded in this moment. The kitchen now gleams with both light and presence, a testament to your love and attention. You take one last lingering glance, a soft smile gracing your lips, and under this morning sun, a quiet understanding settles within you that amidst the ebb and flow of daily life, there is profound beauty and presence in the slow, deliberate act of simply being here, now. Even in the ordinary, there is extraordinary grace. In this moment, we find ourselves surrounded by the gentle whispers of the world. As you settle into this space, invite your breath to come softly, like the rise and fall of a wave on a quiet shore. Breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, notice any thoughts or worries drifting away, like leaves carried downstream. Here, in this precious now, everything is as it should be. Let us step into a story where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, where the simple act of being presents its own quiet beauty. Imagine a sunny afternoon, the kind that wraps the world in a glimmering embrace. The kitchen hums softly, a sanctuary of warmth and light. Toned beams streaked through the window, illuminating. Dust motes dancing in the air, a reminder of life's tender impermanence. A large inviting sink filled with dishes rests before you, glasses waiting to release their evening's laughter. Silverware echoing stories shared over meals, plates that have borne both sustenance and solace. Seizing a soft sponge, you dip it into the warm, fragrant water, solution of soap and comfort. The water envelops your hand, a welcome warmth that draws your focus inward. Feel the texture of the sponge against your fingertips as you lift it, the gentle squish and release, like breathing in and out. With each motion, let your thoughts streamline to the rhythm of your breath. Allow the outside world to fade as you immerse yourself in the simple act of cleansing. You begin with a glass, its curves glimmering, catching the light like a dewdrop. As you hold it, notice its coolness, a contrast to the warmth cascading through the soap and water. The first stroke of the sponge across its surface is slow, deliberate, a glide of intention that marries the mundane with the sacred. Squeak. The sound is bright and lively, filling the kitchen with an echo of playfulness. This glass, once heavy, with the remnants of juice and laughter, now begins its journey back to clarity as your movements dance rhythmically. Allow the sensations to envelop you, the soft touch of the sponge, the spiral of bubbles forming as your hand moves. Feel the water's gentle resistance as it swells, its slickness gliding through your fingers. Inhale the scent of the soap, blend of freshness and cleanliness, fragrant reminder of renewal. With each dish you wash, a new layer of awareness unfolds. Your thoughts may wander to distant tasks, future meetings, moments of worry, but, like clouds shifting across the sky, acknowledge their presence without judgment. Let them drift by. You are here, enveloped in this sacred routine, where simplicity invites depth as you rinse the sponge under the cool, running water. Watch how the bubbles cascade down, like little pearls of wisdom drifting away, releasing the past. The sound of water gurgling into the drain is soothing, a reminder of life's continuous flow. Each dish emerges glistening, a testament to care and attention. You turn to a plate, its edges soft and warm, footprints of last night's dinner still visible in its ceramic skin. As you rub this sponge over the plate, you contemplate the layers of its existence, the earth that birthed its clay, the potter's hands that shaped it, the meals shared, the love infused. Here, in this moment, the plate becomes more than a vessel. It transforms into a symbol of connection, community, and shared experience. The soap bubbles rise higher now, dancing, swirling. You chase them with your sponge, giggling lightly at the playfulness of it all. The act of washing dishes becomes a celebration of presence, a devotion to the here and now, a little joy nestled in the everyday. Breathe in this moment deeply, allowing it to settle within you like a soft embrace as the warmth of the sun outside begins to wane. Shadows stretch delicately across your kitchen, a tapestry of light and dark. Allow the space to fill not only with dishes, but with reflections, sense of gratitude rising like steam from the sink. Each plate, each mug, each fork cleansed is a moment savored, a heartbeat acknowledged. You begin to find a rhythm, a tranquil harmony between the sponge in your hand and the task unfolding before you. It is here that you discover the art of letting go of the frenzied thoughts, the impatience, even the judgments we place upon ourselves. With every item scrubbed, there is an unspoken understanding. Inviting you to be fully enveloped in this gentle dance of duty and grace. Your heart swells with tenderness for the simple beauty of life, the connectedness of hands in water, a mind that learns to still, and a soul that embraces the ordinary. You rinse the final dish, feeling the cool water cascade over your fingers once again. In this moment, consider all that has come before. The family meals that filled the room with laughter, the quiet evenings shared in solitude, and the heartaches that, like dishes, required cleaning and nurturing as the last plate glistens on the drying rack. A serene stillness cloaks the room. You take a final deep breath, feeling the weight of the world lift ever so slightly, the realization that presence is always available to you if you simply lean into it. The gentle acknowledgement arises in your awareness. The beauty does not lie solely in the completed task or the sparkling dishes, but in the journey that carries each moment. You still for a moment, wiping your hands on a soft cloth. The lingering fragrance of soap fills the air. In the kitchen, now a canvas of serenity, holds space for reflection. Look around. Notice the gleaming dishes, the sun setting softly outside the window, the quiet hum of life continuing beyond these walls. Each moment a part of the whole, each breath a thread weaving the tapestry of being done as you step away from the sink. Carry with you the stillness that washing the dishes offered. In the grand play of life, may you remember that every task holds the potential for mindfulness, every moment an invitation to simply be. Breathe deeply, feeling the quiet pulse of the world surrounding you, and allow the echoes of this experience to remind you that within the ordinary lies extraordinary peace. Cast, the sun dips below the horizon. May you find your way back to this space of presence, time and time again. In this moment, take a deep breath, allowing the air to fill your lungs like a gentle morning breeze. Close your eyes if you wish, and feel the weight of your body against the ground beneath you, anchoring you in this present moment. Notice the sounds around you, the soft rustling of leaves, the distant murmur of voices, the ticking of a clock that marks time not in urgency, but in gentle rhythm. Invite your thoughts to settle like leaves drifting in a calm pond as you open your heart to the simple beauty of now. In a small, sunlit kitchen, the day unfurls softly like the petals of a blooming flower. The dishes from breakfast lie scattered across the counter, remnants of a hearty meal, half-eaten piece of toast, a mug with the faint scent of coffee, and a plate smeared with butter. Here, amidst the hum of the refrigerator and the glow of morning light, a woman named Eliza stands, ready to embrace the ordinary with the spirit of presence. As she runs the warm water, vapor ribbons curling toward the ceiling, she feels the heat envelop her hands, a soft caress that invites her to linger. The water pools in the sink, reflecting beams of light that dance like tiny stars in a universe of warmth. She dips her fingers into the liquid, feeling its soothing embrace, closes her eyes for a moment, allowing her mind to soften. With each dish she picks up, Eliza embodies the rhythm of washing. The smooth surface of the plate slips between her fingers, its coolness yielding to the warmth of water. She immerses the dish, watching the cascading bubbles gather and swirl before releasing them into the sink. Each bubble carries away remnants of the pasta, small world of yesterday's worries and unspoken words. As she scrubs with the gentle cloth, she focuses on the sensation of the fibers gliding over the ceramic. The rhythmic sound of the cloth against the plate, a soft whisper echoes in the space, creating a sanctuary of sound. It is a simple song, each note resonating with the promise of now. She notices how the tactile sensation of the cloth, with its faint texture, becomes a mantra of presence. Thoughts drift through her mind like clouds across a blue sky. She watches them come and go without engaging too deeply, recognizing that they are simply passing. What's for dinner? Did I send that email? Tomorrow's meeting. They flit in and out, yet she returns her focus to the dish. In her hands, the water glistens, feels alive, as though it is breathing with her, in sync. Bubbles burst and pop, their laughter light and airy, as the warmth of the water continues to soften the edges of her day. She releases her breath in, a slow exhale, inviting clarity. And in that moment, she hears the world outside her window, a breeze lightly rustling the branches of the oak tree, the distant chirping of birds, a child's laughter playing tag with the wind. They are all part of this moment, weaving into the fabric of her Mindfulness. Eliza turns the faucet off. The water pooled and still, and she gazes out the window while waiting for the plates to dry. The light filters through the glass, illuminating tiny dust particles that dance like fairies in the sunbeams. She feels an ache of gratitude in her heart, a connection to the world around her. Being present here now feels like a gentle embrace. With each clean dish she places in the drying rack, she acknowledges their stories, the meals shared, the laughter around the table, the moments of silence filled with love. It dawns on her that this mundane action holds layers of meaning. Each dish is a chapter, each meal a memory, imbued with warmth and care. As she finishes the last plate, she wipes her hands on the cloth, the fabric catching the remnants of water, and she takes a moment to breathe deeply. The exhilaration of completing this small task bubbles within her, filling her with a sense of accomplishment that transcends the chore itself. There is a quiet joy, a fulfillment in being fully myself. Right here, in this simple act, Liza steps away from the sink, letting the warmth of the kitchen surround her, a cocoon of comfort. She breathes in, filling her lungs with the mingled aromas of fresh dishes and morning light. In the silence that follows, she feels a deep sense of connection to everything, the sounds outside, the warmth inside, and the essence of her being. She is both present and connected, a single thread in the wider tapestry of life. As she moves toward the living area, she can hear her own footsteps, soft padding on the wooden floors, a reminder of her own rhythms. She pauses at the doorway, looking at the sun-drenched room, a medley of shadows and light playing on the walls. In that moment, she feels entirely alive, a witness to the beauty of existence here in this ordinary space. Ordinary moments arise and recede like the ebb and flow of the tides. And she knows, without knowing how, she knows that this is enough. She allows a smile to blossom on her face, keys, deeply aware of her heart's simple desires and her attention to life's fleeting moments. And then, as if pulled by an unseen force, she walks over to the couch, where a cushion invites her to pause. A gentle sigh escapes her lips as she sinks into the embrace of the fabric, feeling the weight of her body settle into the soft contours. She closes her eyes once more, welcoming the tranquility that wraps around her like a beloved blanket. In this moment, the world outside continues its dance cars on the road, leaves rustling, the sun climbing higher into the sky. But inside, it is calm, still. The essence of washing dishes, so simple, so profound, reminds her that life unfolds in tiny movements, in sensations, in breaths. She notices how, suddenly, everything feels intertwined. The kitchen, the sun, the whispers of nature, and her breath, all coalescing into a beautiful moment where she exists fully. There are no needs beyond what is here. The very act of being enough. It is all one fluid experience, a continuous thread of life's linger woven through time, spun from love. Eliza opens her eyes, taking one last deep breath, feeling the aliveness within her as she prepares to rise and re-engage with the day. In this pause, she holds within her the lessons of the morning, a gentle reminder that mindfulness is not confined to grand practices, but is woven into the fabric of our everyday lives. And as she steps forward, she carries with her the whisper of stillness, knowing that peace dwells wherever she chooses to be present. As you settle into this moment, take a deep breath in, filling your lungs with the gentle air of the world around you. Notice the rise of your chest, the soft expansion of your body, and as you exhale, let go of any lingering thoughts or worries, like leaves floating down a stream. With each breath, embrace the present, the here and now, the only moment that is truly yours. Allow yourself to be here, in this space, where time unfurls like a gentle tide, and stillness wraps around you like a warm blanket. It was a quiet morning, the kind that invites you to linger a little longer in bed, wrapped in the cocoon of blankets and dreams. The light slipped through the curtains, casting soft golden beams across the room, illuminating the dust motes that danced in the air like tiny stars in a universe of their own. Outside, the world was just beginning to stir, the chirps of birds heralding a new day. With a gentle sigh, you swung your feet to the floor, feeling the coolness of the wooden planks beneath you. The sensation connected you to the earth, each grain whispering its ancient stories. You stood up, stretching your arms overhead, a yawn escaping your lips, as if the body was awakening not only from sleep, but from the constraints of yesterday's thoughts. You padded softly to the kitchen, the smell of fresh coffee filling the air, rich and comforting, wrapping around you like a familiar embrace. The window was open slightly, allowing a cool breeze to carry in the scents of blooming flowers and damp earth, a reminder of the beauty of life outside your door. You poured a cup, watching as the steam curled upwards, twisting and swirling in the morning light. As you lifted the warm ceramic to your lips, the heat radiated through your fingers, a gentle reminder of the warmth that can exist even in the chill of dawn. You took a sip, allowing the bitter richness to linger on your tongue, savoring that moment of simplicity, each drop an act of gratitude. And then, in the quiet stillness, your gaze fell upon the pile of dishes patiently waiting in the sink. An everyday chore, held within the layers of mundane life, beckoned for your attention. You moved towards it, letting the cup rest on the counter, ready to dive into the rhythm of your morning. The water ran from the faucet, a gentle cascade, each droplet sparkling like a tiny jewel under the flickering light. You reached out, feeling the coolness of the metal tap against your fingers as you turned the handle. The sound of water filling the basin, a soothing symphony. As you stirred the dish soap into the flowing water, it bubbly and frothy, you watched the bubbles rise, flecked in light like little galaxies spinning in a universe teeming with life. You began with a plate, cradling it in your hands, soaking up its warmth after a meal shared with loved ones. You dipped it into the water, the clinking sound echoing softly, a reminder that even the most common tasks can hold moments of joy. As you glided the sponge across the surface, you felt the texture beneath your fingertips. It's a circular motion, felt meditative, each stroke a sweep of intention, an embrace of presence. The scent of the soap mingled with the lingering aroma of breakfast, the dance of smells igniting memory and warmth. You noticed thoughts bubbling up, each feeling as fleeting as the last, and yet you let them pass, each one a passing cloud in the expansive sky of your mind. In this moment, nothing else mattered. There was only the plate, the water, the soap. In your gentle attention, you continued washing, entranced by the rhythm of it, all the little splash of water, the sound of the sponge dragging against the porcelain, the sight of food remnants melting away, revealing the pristine surface underneath. Each dish was a miniature journey, a story of nourishment shared and laughter exchanged. With each cleaned dish, a lightness unfolded within you, as if you were not simply washing away dirt, but releasing the weight of yesterday's worries. You moved on to a cup, its delicate handle fitting perfectly in your grip. You poured warm water over it, the steam inviting you to breathe deeper, to feel more fully. As the cup met the sponge, you paused, feeling a sense of reverence for the object. For the moments it had held morning coffees, late-night teas, conversations spun in whispered tones. The minutes melted away like the suds in the water, time becoming a fluid companion rather than a ticking clock pressing against your thoughts. As you rinsed each dish, the water fell away easily, trailing off like a gentle farewell. You could hear the faint trickle of water disappearing down the drain, a soft reminder of the impermanent nature of everything. Finally, you reached for the last dish, a bowl that had once cradled a warm soup shared under a purple sky. You set it on the counter, letting the water run over it without a thought. In that moment, the sound of running water transformed into a lullaby, an invitation to be here now in every fiber of your being. When you finished, the sink was cleared, each dish neatly stacked on the drying rack, claiming their place in your kitchen. You stood back and admired your handiwork, a quiet satisfaction washing over you. The kitchen felt lighter, the air more fragrant, as if the act of cleansing had brought a fresh breeze into your space. With hands now pruny and skin glistening, he turned off the faucet, the water silencing itself, leaving a peaceful hush in its wake. A small smile graced your lips, a soft acknowledgement of the present moment, of the beauty found within the ordinary. You took a step back, letting your eyes wander around the room where light danced gently against the walls, and it struck you this serenity. This focus on simple tasks was an oasis in the rush of life. As you inhaled deeply, absorbing the moment of stillness, you realized the power of being present in each act of your day. The dishes were not just a chore. They were an opportunity, a chance to connect with yourself and the world around you. That may be where the true peace lies, in the union of the mundane and the mindful, in the recognition of the beauty that exists in every breath, every heartbeat. When you look back on the day ahead, may you carry forth this sense of presence, weaving it into all that you do. Remember that every moment, even the smallest of actions, is a chance to touch the still waters within you. and in the currents of life that carry you forward. Perhaps you can find little pockets of peace, like stones nestled in a riverbed, waiting to be appreciated in their quiet wisdom. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath in, feeling the cool air fill your lungs. Then gently let it glide out, carrying with it any tension you may be holding. In this fast-paced world, allow yourself to arrive in the present moment. Feel the weight of your body where it rests, the sensations of contact with the ground beneath you, a sturdy embrace. The busyness of thoughts and concerns can wait. For now, gently softening into the background, let the rhythm of your breath anchor you, one inhalation and exhalation at a time. Life unfolds in each moment. Today, we shall take a journey through the ordinary, weaving mindfulness into the fabric of simplicity. In a quiet kitchen, where sunlight filters softly through the window, casting golden patterns upon the wooden counter, a woman named Anna finds herself preparing for the day. The world outside hums with the subtle sounds of morning birds chirping, leaves rustling in a light breeze, and the gentle whir of a lawnmower a few houses down. Each sound wraps around her, an invisible thread connecting her to the rhythm of life outside. Yet she remains firmly rooted in her own small oasis. As she approaches the sink, she turns the tap, and the water begins to flow. A soft gurgling echoing through the still air. Anna watches as the clear liquid fills the bowl with a soothing murmur, K, the surface rippling ever so slightly, creating tiny waves that lap against the ceramic edge. She lets the sound envelop her, K, a lullaby of water welcoming her into the present. She brings forth a plate, its surface gleaming under the soft embrace of sunlight. It carries the remnants of a shared meal, simple breakfast of scrambled eggs and toast, perhaps a hint of laughter still lingering in the air. With a mindful hand, she dips the plate into the warm, soapy water. The sensation of the bubbles bursts like soft whispers against her skin, a playful invitation to engage. Just the act of washing simple chores, transformed into a meditative dance, punctuated by the rhythm of her breath, with each stroke of the sponge, gentle scrubbing sound. A comforting caress, she allows her thoughts to drift like the foam that rises and dances away. There is a quiet contemplation here. The past fades softly, and the future blurs at the edges. All that exists is the present, the plate before her, the water flowing, the soft sound of her breath. She notices how the sponge absorbs the soapy suds, distilling the essence of the moment into a fragrant, nourishing experience. Feelings of gratitude rise unbidden, a warm glow spreading through her chest as she reflects on the nourishment the meal provided, the laughter shared around the table. Each item washed becomes a vessel of memory, a reminder of connection and love. As the plate emerges from the water, clear and bright, she sets it aside, watching the small streams of water cascade off the edges, falling like tiny rainbows into the depths of the sink. The rhythm of cleaning continues, each dish a new opportunity for presence. A bowl, a fork, a cup. Each enters and exits the warm embrace of the water in a sanctuary of attention. Anna leans closer, inhaling the clean and subtle scent of soap, mingling with the warmth of the water, a fragrant symphony in her mind's eye. She imagines the sweetness of a moment to sunset shared, hands entwined. As the world fades into dusk, as she washes, she becomes acutely aware of the sensations playing out, the smoothness of glass, the textured ridges of a cup. She lets each object speak to her. The gentle swish of the water sings to her heart, urging her to stay, to be fully anchored in this simple act. Thoughts flicker like candle flames, and she acknowledges them softly, letting them bow out without judgment, like leaves gently falling from a tree in autumn. A lingering sigh escapes her lips as she places the last dish on the drying rack. Each item a testament to the serene dance of acceptance and presence. leaving behind no rush or worry. She takes a step back, allowing her gaze to traverse the clean expanse of her kitchen. Here, in this small space where she often feels such chaos, she also finds peace. And in that moment, a profound understanding arises, subtle yet clear. The simplicity of being present, of truly engaging with what is, releases her from the burdens of haste. There are no great truths unveiled in the washing of dishes, yet inside this quiet ritual, she unearths a treasure rich, unfurling awareness that all moments, even the mundane, glimmer with the potential of profound beauty. Turning off the tap, she watches the final droplets retreat down the drain, remnants of a cleansing both physical and metaphoric. With a gentle smile, she acknowledges her life as it is, a series of moments woven together, each thread as important as the last. Having embraced this flow of life with love and care, she invites the stillness to settle within her, a quiet companion that will walk with her through her day. As Anna steps away from the sink and into the broader strokes of her life beyond the kitchen, she carries with her the essence of presence. No longer a mere chore, the act of washing dishes has become a doorway into mindfulness, a reminder that even in the simplest of tasks, there lies a profound opportunity for connection to oneself, to others, to the world. In this gentle space of stillness, a quiet invitation remains that life, in all its complexities, could be met with an open heart, one dish, one breath at a time. In the stillness of this moment, allow yourself to settle into the embrace of your breath. Inhale gently, feeling the coolness of the air fill your lungs, and then exhale slowly, releasing any tension, any thoughts that flutter like leaves in a breeze. Notice the rhythm of your breath, the way it comes and goes, much like the waves lapping at the shore. In this space, here and now, there is nothing to chase and nothing to hold on to, just you, the world around you, and the simplicity of being alive in this very moment. Imagine a kitchen bathed in the soft, golden light of late afternoon, where shadows play on the walls like dancers in a gentle waltz. The air is filled with the subtle scents of herbs from the garden just outside the window. Thyme and basil linger, reminding you of meals shared and laughter echoed in this warm space. The dishes from the day's meals wait patiently in the sink, their porcelain glazed in memories of nourishment and comfort. You stand before the sink, a simple faucet above inviting you to draw forth the essence of life's richness, a steady stream of warm water. As the water rushes out, feel its warmth envelop your hands like a soft embrace, washing over the skin, gentle and soothing. You take a moment here, allowing the sensation to flow through you, anchoring you in the present, where worries and to-do lists fade like whispers in the wind, one by one. You lift the dishes, each one a story in itself, this plate cradling the remnants of last night's pasta, a shiny fork reflecting the sunlight, a mismatched cup that held morning coffee, and stories of quiet moments shared with loved ones. As you dip them into the warm water, you can almost hear the soft sigh of gratitude from the plate as it relishes the embrace of this cleansing ritual with each dish. Let your mind settle into the rhythm of the task. The gentle clinking of porcelain against porcelain resonates in the stillness, punctuating the quietude of the afternoon, a symphony of mundane beauty. Notice how your fingers glide over the surface, bubbles forming like tiny stars in the galaxy of the sink, soft foam whispering against your skin. Each movement becomes a meditation, a dance of presence, as you scrub away the remnants of meals past. Visualize the act of cleansing as a releaser, letting go of what no longer serves you. With each stroke of the sponge, imagine rinsing away not just the stains from the dishes, but also the thoughts that cling stubbornly to your mind. Release them into the flow of water as they swirl down the drain like fleeting clouds parting. In the sky, in this moment, You are neither rushing nor lingering. You are simply here, aware of the sensations that rise and fall like tides upon the shore. The softness of the sponge, the warmth of the water, the scent of soap, a fragrant reminder of care. Let each sensory detail envelop you like a warm blanket, cradling you in known comfort. And yet, amid this soothing rhythm, thoughts may arise, flitting like butterflies against the window pane of your mind, an unopened email, a conversation left hanging in the air, or a worry about tomorrow's weather. Acknowledge these thoughts without judgment, like clouds passing in the sky. They drift by, momentary shapes against the blue expanse of your awareness. You can return to the warmth of the water, to the sound of clinking dishes, and the steady rhythm of your breath as your hands continue their work. Notice any tension released from your shoulders, your jaw, and your hands. You are here, in this kitchen, surrounded by the quiet hum of life, the distant sound of a lawnmower outside, the chirping of birds perched in the trees, a gentle wind rustling the leaves. Each note a reminder of connectedness, a reminder of how life unfolds all around you, regardless of the tasks at hand. One by one, the dishes become clean, a transformation both simple and profound. Each time you rinse a dish, watch as the bubbles dance away like fleeting thoughts that evaporate upon arrival. The dish reflects not just the afternoon light, but the serenity you cultivate with every mindful act. As you set the dishes in the dish rack, allow a sense of completion to wash over you, a quiet joy that arises from the act of caring. It's the act of presence. As you take a step back, allowing your mind to rest, notice the kitchen around you. Sun casts long shadows, the last whispers of daylight blending with the promise of evening. What stories do these walls hold? What warmth have they cradled? Each untouched object speaks of history, each crack in the counter a testament to the life lived within these walls. In this moment of stillness, perhaps you can feel a deeper connection to the ordinary, finding beauty and peace in the uncomplicated. There, in the hue of the moment and the caress of the water, is an invitation to return to gratitude, to ground yourself in the present, a gentle reminder that life's richness often resides in the simplest of acts. As you turn off the tap, the water's final splash resonates in the silence, creating a space where stillness lingers, inviting you to reflect. The dishes are now clean, transformed, and so are you, each mindful act imbued with the essence of presence. In this kitchen, in this fleeting afternoon, take a moment to acknowledge not just the actions you performed, but the deeper connections you fostered with yourself and the world around you. You may carry this stillness with you, a quiet reservoir of peace, ready to be drawn upon as the day unfolds. In this moment, as you come to settle into the space around you, take a gentle breath in, filling your lungs with the air that carries the essence of the present. Notice the sensation of the ground beneath you, solid and unyielding, as it cradles your weight. Allow thoughts to drift like clouds across the sky of your mind. Acknowledge them, then let them float away. Feel the rhythm of your breath, a tide that ebbs and flows, anchoring you to this very second. Together, let us embark on a journey into the heart of mindfulness, where every simple task becomes a treasure, every moment a revelation. One bright morning, sunlight streamed through the kitchen window, casting playful reflections on the wooden table. The air was tinged with the faint aroma of brewed coffee, warming the space like a gentle embrace. In this quiet sanctuary, Clara found herself standing at the sink, preparing to wash the dishes from a simple breakfast. The plate before her, adorned with the remains of toast and the last drips of golden honey, seemed to gleam with an invitation to be noticed, to be appreciated. Clara turned on the tap, the water bursting forth with a lively splatter, each droplet a small dancer obeying the whims of gravity. She took a moment to watch as the water pooled rhythmically in the sink, a shimmering expanse inviting connection. With her hands immersed, the sensation of warmth enveloped her fingers, the smooth surface of the plate resting in her palm. There was no hurry here. Time flowed like the water, expanding and contracting, a gentle reminder of the present moment. As the first dish descended into the soapy embrace, bubbles began to swirl, rising like tiny clouds, each one a universe of softness. Clara watched them as they formed and burst, reflecting her own passing thoughts and feelings, ephemeral and light. The scent of dish soap wafted through the air, subtle and familiar, bonds of memory forming around its presence. She allowed herself to breathe this in, to fill her being with the scent, the warmth, the consistency of being truly alive at that very moment. The sponge glided across the plate with ease, its texture a contrast to the smooth ceramic, absorbing the warmth and transforming it into gentle friction. As she scrubbed, Clara allowed her attention to settle on the rhythm of her movements. Inhale, scrub, exhale. Each stroke carried with it a tension of its own of yesterday's worries, today's tasks, of dreams floating just out of reach. Rather than clinging to those thoughts, she let them dissipate, much like the steam rising from the water, twisting and turning before fading into the surrounding air as she rinsed the plate. Water danced off its edges, cascading into the sink. In a soothing chorus, each droplet a percussion in the symphony of her simple task. She felt the coolness of the water against her warm skin, a reminder of the many sensations that life offered in abundance if only one took the time to truly feel them. With each revived dish, Clara discovered a moment of delight. This unremarkable act transformed into a portal to presence. Then came the tea kettle, a well-loved companion of her mornings, its surface honed with the touch of years. She placed it under the water, watching as the stream flowed inside, a merging of two forms, both solid yet fluid in their existence. The kettle, cool to the touch, absorbed the warmth of the water like a hug. Clara embraced this moment of connection, feeling more than the weight of the object. She felt the history embedded within it, the countless cups of tea shared, the conversations that lingered in the air long after the last sip. With each piece, she returned to the drying rack. The kitchen transformed, as if it blossomed under her mindful attention. The space felt lighter, more open, as if the act of washing had released the weight of distractions and strain. There was a quiet satisfaction in creating order, and Clara was grateful for the simplicity of it all. Each clean dish, a small accomplishment, a tick of gratitude on the page of her day. Across the room, sunlight shifted, casting a golden glow across the countertop. And in the soft light, Clara saw the reflection of herself. There was no rush, no urgency. In this moment, she was enough. She found stillness within the ordinary, inhabiting a pocket of time where nothing else mattered. With every scrub and rinse, a silent gratitude unfurled within her, a blooming flower in response to the art of presence. Clara took a step back, her breath deepening as she surveyed her working untouched canvas, transformed into a display of care and mindfulness. The kitchen felt vibrant, alive with possibilities. She realized how often she rushed through tasks, yearning for the next moment without stopping to linger in the one at hand. And yet, here, in this simplicity, she discovered that joy could be found in the process itself. It was merely washing dishes. Yet, it was so much more. It was a ritual, an offering to herself, to the day ahead, to the spirit of being. The awareness of each movement, each breath, and each drop of water anchored her into the experience of life itself, immutable in its beauty. As Clara finished the last dish, she leaned against the counter, hands relaxed by her sides. The gentle hum of the refrigerator filled the space, a steady reminder of the world continuing its rhythm outside. In this intimate bubble of warmth and clarity, she felt a subtle shift settling within her heart. She understood that the chaos of life would always be present, but here, in this moment, it had no dominion over her spirit. As you breathe in the resonance of this experience, remember that every moment, no matter how mundane, holds the potential for mindfulness. Just as Clara found beauty and presence in the warmth of water and the familiar rhythm of washing dishes, may you too discover the stillness in the currents of your own daily life. Let your breath carry you back to the present, the peace found in stillness, the clarity found in presence. Carry this awareness gently into your day, a whisper of tranquility within the bustling symphony of life. Imagine, if you will, the soft embrace of the morning light filtering through your window, casting gentle shadows that dance on the floor. Kick a slow breath in, filling your lungs with the cool, crisp air, and as you exhale, feel the weight of the world slip slightly from your shoulders. Allow your gaze to soften, inviting your awareness to rest in the quiet space of this moment. Inhale slowly once more, and exhale, letting your thoughts drift by like clouds in a vast sky. Here, in this gentle stillness, the unfolding of an ordinary day awaits. The sun has just begun its climb, casting a golden hue over the kitchen tiles where you stand, ready to embark on a sacred ritual, cleaning the dishes from last night's supper. The remnants of meals long enjoyed cling to plates and utensils. Remnants of laughter and conversation that still echo softly in the corners of your mind. You turn on a faucet, the water hissing to life like a gentle stream awakening after a long sleep. Steady and warm, it flows into the basin, sparkling droplets cascading toward the surface, creating ripples that shimmer in the morning light. As you place each dish into the wash, the coolness of the ceramic sends a small shock through your fingertips, reminder of the present moment, of sensations that ground you. With a soft sponge in hand, you dip it into the warm water, watching as the soap bubbles form like tiny orbs of joy, ready to release their sweet fragrance into the air. You bring the sponge to a plate, and as you scrub, feel the softness of the suds gliding under your fingers. The friction glows with purpose, the combination of warmth and effort, reminding you that there is beauty in each gesture, a hidden art in the mundane. The clink of dishes against each other creates a melody, a rhythm that inspires a connection to the moment. Each sound is unique: a cup lightly tapping against a fork, a spoon gently sliding into the side of a bowl. These small symphonies remind you of the presence of sound, the nuances that often melt away into background noise. In this moment, there is no rushing, no urgency. Instead, you find your thoughts wandering, drifting like the soap bubbles dancing away, reeling you back only to remind you of what truly matters. Perhaps you recall the laughter shared over this very table, the warmth of a friend's gaze, the flavor of food savored not just by the tongue, but by the heart. It is here, amidst the simple act of washing dishes, that connections deepen, layers of life unfold. Every soapy caress of the sponge feels like a story being told of remembrance and of gratitude. The warm water caresses your hands, washing away the remnants of yesterday. You take a moment, your heart softening as the warm suds flow in rhythm with your breath. You close your eyes briefly as you scrabbled on the steam to envelop you like a gentle blanket, your senses alive to the heat, the smell of soap, and the sounds cascading through the open air. You pause for a moment, gazing at the reflections in the water-tiny droplets that cling like tiny lives, individual and yet part of a larger whole. There is no judgment in your gaze. Each dish tells a story, a testament to nourishment and celebration. You notice how your mind wanders to the tasks ahead, the plans and worries demanding attention. And when you recognize this, gently, like the flutter of a leaf falling from a tree, you return your focus to the warm water and the soapy sponge with deliberate awareness. You immerse yourself further into the rhythm of cleaning, turning the mundane into something almost sacred. Your hands know what to do. They move with ease, yet there is a dance to it, a movement that speaks of presence, of being in this moment fully. As you rinse off the last dish, water streams over your hands like a gentle rain, washing away not just soap and grime, but the weight of expectation that clings to your heart, reminding you of all that is necessary yet unimportant. With each passing moment, you find confidence and simplicity, and the act of dishwashing becomes less about routine and more about connection to the present, to the energy around you, to the fleeting nature of this existence. Time stretches, the ticking of the clock becoming a gentle reminder of what remains unhurried. As you set the last dish onto the drying rack, you allow yourself to feel the coolness of the air brushing against your damp skin, the satisfaction of a job completed and a space cleared. You take a moment to stand still, to breathe deeply, feeling a sense of accomplishment wash over you like the very water that has cradled your hands in this tranquil pause. You are reminded that every act, every moment, however ordinary, contains the essence of life itself. Life is not simply about the grand gestures, but is woven in the details, in the brushing of your hands against the plates, in the savoring of each breath that quiets the racing thoughts. As you step back to survey the gleaming dishes, the kitchen, now a canvas of clarity, a moment of inner stillness flows from within. You breathe in gratitude, holding onto the warmth of the present, allowing it to settle deep into your being. In this place of being, you find a profound truth, that to wash the dishes is to wash away the burdens, to cleanse the mind as much as the surface of porcelain. Here lies a gentle reminder that every day holds the potential for renewal, an invitation to embrace the present moment as it unfurls silently and beautifully within you. As you take a moment to tune in to your breath, feel the life that flows through you like a gentle stream in a sunlit glade. Inhale and let the air fill your lungs, imagining it as a warm embrace. Exhale softly, releasing any tensions or thoughts that cling like shadows. Allow yourself to settle into this space, a sanctuary of stillness where the present moment unfolds like the petals of a flower. It is here, in this serene pause, that we invite a story to take shape, a simple offering, drawn from the fabric of our everyday lives. It was a quiet afternoon, the kind that drapes the world in a soft glow, inviting stillness and reflection. The sun filtered through the kitchen window, casting dancing patterns upon the worn wooden countertop. For the moment, time seemed to slow, allowing the ordinary to breathe. Maya stood at the sink, the deep porcelain basin filled with warm, soapy water. The familiar rhythm of dishwashing was a dance, a sacred ritual performed in solitude. As she submerged her hands into the bubbly water, she felt the warmth envelop her fingers, the sensation a welcome contrast to the cool air in the room. She picked up a plate, its surface glazed with a constellation of remnants from lunch. With each gentle scrub, she brought her attention to the smooth texture of the dish, to the sound of the ceramic against the sponge, one soft, rhythmic swish at a time. The water whispered as it splashed, singing a low note that reverberated in the quiet of the afternoon. Maya leaned closer, inhaling the subtle scent of the dish soap, a mix of lemon and tranquility. It filled the space, mingling with the air around her, turning the mundane into something sacred. As she stood there, she noticed an inclination to drift away into thoughts, a list of tasks, the noise of the outside world, the worries that often crowded her mind. The key, but in that moment, she chose to stay. A key, she carved out a pocket of stillness, just for herself, focusing back on the plate. She noticed how the suds glimmered like tiny stars, reflecting the sunlight that streamed in. Each plate that emerged from the water was not just a plate. It became a canvas on which mindfulness was painted. She rinsed it under the faucet, feeling the water cascade over her fingertips, washing away the remnants of lunch as easily as it washed away distractions. Time swayed as she moved from plate to fork to mug. Each item spoke to her: fork with a gentle curve, a mug that held the warmth of morning tea. In that moment of presence, they were not just utensils. They were tokens of life lived, each with its own story of nourishment and warmth shared around the table. Each clink of porcelain, each splash of water became a mantra, a gentle reminder to remain anchored in the now. She was not just washing dishes, she was dancing with mindfulness, discovering depth in the simplicity of the task at hand. With each passing moment, her surroundings faded away, and there was only the sound of water and the touch of warmth. In a fleeting moment, she glanced outside. The garden was vibrant, a tapestry of colors painted by the hands of time. She noticed a single butterfly flit from flower to flower, its delicate wings moving with a grace that drew her attention. For just a heartbeat, the fleeting nature of life fell into perspective, each moment as brief and beautiful as the flutter of those wings. Returning her focus to the sink, Maya took a breath, noticing the air filling her lungs once more. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for the mundane, for the heartbeats drumming steady in her chest, for the sacredness of simple tasks performed with love. The dishes began to shine, their surfaces reflecting not only the sunlight, but a willingness to be present, to engage fully with the now. With each passing dish, she began to rise, buoyed on a wave of awareness. She watched her thoughts like clouds passing across the sky of her mind, some dark, some light, without judgment, simply observing. This too shall pass, she thought, as she allowed unhelpful worries to drift away. Much like the soap bubbles that floated gently upward before disappearing, the last dish emerged from the warm wash, a glistening finish illuminating the small kitchen. Maya placed it carefully on the drying rack, each movement mindful and intentional, as though planting seeds of peace into the ground of her soul. She stepped back, surveying her work, the small mountain of clean dishes, sparkling like fresh snow on a bright morning. In that moment of completion, she felt a wave of contentment wash over her. It was not in the act of finishing that she found peace, but in every loving moment spent in the process. In each pulse of breath woven into the fabric of her day, Maya began to dry her hands on a towel, feeling the soft cotton against her skin, a gentle reminder to embrace the texture of life, both the smooth and the rough. As she folded the towel, she recalled the butterfly, that fleeting beauty, dancing through the air, and a knowing settled in. Just like those delicate wings, life was ephemeral, yet profoundly rich in its simplicity. With a quiet heart, Maya made her way to the window, looking out at the garden once more. The butterfly was gone, but the flowers continued to sway gently in the breeze, a soft undulation that echoed the rhythm of her breath. In this moment, she understood the truth of being present amidst the chaos, amidst the stillness. There was beauty to be found everywhere as you step back from this humble tale of washing dishes. Let it remind you of the beauty that lies in every ordinary moment. Each task, each breath is an opportunity to anchor yourself in the now. In the simple act of being, we find our place in the fabric of existence. This sense of presence with you, just as Maya did, allowing the whispers of water and light to guide you home to your heart, to your breath, to the unending grace of simply being. In the quiet cocoon of the present moment, where time rests gently in the cradle of your breath, allow yourself to settle into the space around you. Feel the earth beneath you, solid and nurturing as you find your rhythm. With each inhalation, allow the air to fill your lungs, nourishing the very essence of your being. And with each exhalation, release any tightness, any clutter of thoughts that may be swirling like leaves in the autumn breeze. Here, in this sacred stillness, we open our hearts to what is, inviting the world to unfold gently and rhythmically. It's like the ebb and flow of the tide. In a small, sunlit kitchen, the day began anew, draping itself like a soft blanket over the remnants of yesterday. The light filtered through the window, casting warm patterns on the countertop. Each ray, a gentle reminder of the beauty in simplicity. Here, amidst the clatter of the world outside, a woman stood before a sink filled with warm, soapy water. The gentle rise and fall of her breath echoing in the cozy silence. As she rolled up the sleeves of her shirt, she felt the cool water streaming over her hands, a tender invitation to begin. The sound of the water was like a soft lullaby, soothing and serene, each droplet a note in the symphony of her thoughts. She dipped her fingers into the warm embrace, feeling the suds swirl around them, inviting her into the present, one plate at a time. She lifted it from the sink, the smooth, glistening surface reflecting her face. As she scrubbed, she became aware of the sensations, the resistance of the grime, the slip of wet porcelain, the faint trace of lemon-scented soap filling the air. Each dish held the story of a meal shared, laughter exchanged, love expressed. She took a moment to appreciate this, a quiet gratitude blossoming within her for the nourishment these dishes had held, for the hands that had prepared the meals, and for the moments of connection they represented. With every stroke of the sponge, she noticed the small bubbles rising, floating like dreams before them. The sounds of the neighborhood drifted through the window, a child's laughter, the distant hum of a lawnmower, the crisp rustle of leaves overhead. Sound, a reminder of life unfolding in all its textures. Her mind, like the bubbles, began to drift, wandering to unaddressed tasks and fleeting worries, but she gently nudged it back to the sensations dancing at her fingertips, the warmth of the water and the queerness of noticing. Notice, don't judge, she reminded herself, softly as she rinsed the plate, the water cascading in a delicate waterfall, transforming the dish from dull to shining. There was a simplicity in this, a quiet art or rhythm of washing and rinsing, an embrace of the present moment that seemed to whisper, "You belong here, now." Sponge glided effortlessly across the surface, bubbles bursting into the air, releasing tiny splashes that mingled with the warmth of the sink. She could feel a sense of fluidity in her actions, as if her body and the water were dancing in harmony, each movement slow and deliberate, anchored in this unhurried now. Thoughts came and went like clouds, drifting in a vast blue sky, the groceries to buy, the call to return, the errands left unfinished. Yet each thought slipped away, ungrasped, as she returned to the gentle consistency of her task. Time seemed suspended. She breathed in the warm, fragrant air, filled with hints of soap, and something earthy and real. This was the gift of the presenter. Pause, and all that rushed in whirled simple vegetables transformed into a colorful plate. Laughter shared over meals that lingered long into the evening. And now, she was in the act of bringing that warm connection back to life in the quiet ritual of washing. As she moved through her work, she let the rhythm guide her. She carefully stacked the clean dishes on the rack, each one finding its place as if the clink of ceramic and glass were a musical score, delicate notes, hinting at laughter echoing through the home. The plates, once soiled, now radiated a quiet shine. The kitchen transformed into a sanctuary of order, reflecting her inner peace with every touch. Suddenly, she paused to feel the heat of the sun pouring through the window. The vibrancy of the light stretching across the room seemed to illuminate not just her kitchen, but her very heart. Hush! It felt as if the universe was affirming her presence, reminding her that in this moment there was nowhere else to be. Every breath became a thread, weaving her into the fabric of this day, this life. If discomfort arose, a fleeting sense of impatience, or a whisper of anxiety, she acknowledged it without clinging, letting the feeling drift like the bubbles that danced on the surface. Just as the sun breaks through the clouds, so too could this moment transform the anxieties of life into simple joy. I am here, she thought, and that is enough. She finished the last dish. She took a step back and surveyed her work. The kitchen exuded a sense of calm, sanctuary ready for the next gathering of loved ones, the next meal crafted with care. The warm glow around her felt almost like the embrace of a friend, inviting her into gratitude. This was not merely the act of washing dishes. This was an act of love, an honoring of the daily rhythm that embraced her life in this moment of quiet accomplishment. She noticed how the mundane could turn itself into magic, the dance of hands in water, the warmth of the sun like a gentle caress. The realization settled softly in her heart. Mindfulness is not found in grand gestures, but in the gentle folding of each day into a quilt of experiences, stitched together by moments like this. As she dried her hands on a soft cloth, the fibers warmed against her skin. She carried with her the gentle reminder that the beauty of life blooms in these small wonders. The capacity to pause, breathe, and be present even in the simplest of tasks was a gift she could carry forth, a stillness imbued within her being. And so, with the last plate drying in its place and the sun dipping softly toward the horizon, she felt a quiet resolve within. Life would continue, its ebb and flow. Tasks would come and go, yet within her lay a sanctuary of presence. She emerged from the kitchen, the whisper of water still echoing in her heart, a reminder that by simply being, by immersing ourselves in the simplicity of now, we can find peace amidst the bustling chorus of life. As you settle into this moment, take a deep breath in, feeling the air fill your lungs, nourishing you with a quiet life force. Notice the way time seems to slow, how the world outside your window weaves itself into a soft tapestry of sound and sensation. Allow your shoulders to soften, letting go of any weight they may carry. Close your eyes if it feels comforting, and listen to the gentle melody of now, the hum of the present moment calling you to be here. This is your time, precious and unyielding, as the stillness wraps around you like a gentle blanket. Imagine a quiet afternoon, the type that is infinitesimally woven into the fabric of daily existence. The sky hangs low, heavy with clouds that promise rain, each droplet a messenger of clarity. You find yourself in the kitchen, sunlight filtering through the window, casting soft patterns on the wooden table. The air is heavy and sweet, saturated with a prelude to a gentle shower. You stand in front of the sink, hands submerged in warm, soapy water. A small mountain of dishes stands alongside, their edges glistening as if you were to wash away only the remnants of meals shared, stories told. Feel the temperature of the water as you delve your hands deeper, the sensation flowing against your skin, the warmth cradling your fingers. You take a moment to breathe, feeling the sensations in your hands, and with each breath, anchoring yourself to the pulse of this everyday task. As you grasp a plate, you notice its weight. It is smooth, cool, and a little slick from the soap. Feel the joy in the simplicity of the chore. The plate cleanses itself in your hands, as if it were yearning to be free of the remnants of yesterday's laughter and perhaps the trace of a friend's teardrop. You wash it gently, the sponge gliding over the surface, a small whisper of intention in each stroke. The sounds around you deepen into a soft chorus. The water splashing lightly against the porcelain, the sponge making a quiet, swishing noise as it traces the curves of the plate. You take a moment to reflect, allowing each sound to weave into your awareness, deliberate yet effortless. In this sanctuary of your kitchen, time bends past and future dissolve into the rhythm of washing. Each plate, each cup emerges anew, a small culmination of attention and care, a reflection of your love for the tasks bestowed upon you. As the rumble of thunder drifts ever closer, You can feel the anticipation building. Each crackle in the distance resonates through the walls, reverberating gently within you. You pause, closing your eyes for a moment, and breathe deeply, feeling the air swell in your belly. With each intake, you become part of this unfolding moment, connected to the rain as it prepares to cascade from the heavens. You remember your childhood, days spent watching raindrops race down the window panes, rivulets forming and merging, a dance of persistence and flow. This memory fills you with warmth, like a favorite old song falling upon your ears. You return to the present, the feel of the dish in your hand, emerging from the warm embrace of suds. Rinsing it clean under the crisp, cool water transparency, returns, almost reflecting your own journey of cleansing your mind as the deluge begins. Tiny droplets surrender from the sky, scattering in a joyous scatter of percussion, tapping playfully on the roof above, each a tiny note in nature's symphony. You find a small sensation of joy rising within you, the kind that can only be born from pure presence. Outside, the earth drinks deeply, each leaf, each blade of grass opening wide in surrender to the nourishing gift of rain. In one beautiful moment, you pause, you take a deep breath, the scent of fresh rain weaving into the stillness of your home. Water flows in streams down the surfaces of the glass and freshly cut grass, connecting yourself to the world beyond those gentle walls. You become aware of how even the simplest of actions can reveal invaluable insights, the beauty of cleanliness, the harmony of movement, the interconnectedness of yourself and nature. There is wisdom in the rhythm of these tasks, just as there is in the patter of rain on leaves. With the last plate dried and placed gently on the shelf, you step away from the sink, your hands hovering just above the surface. In taking a moment to consider the journey you've shared with these objects, your thoughts drift lazily, much like the rain splashing lightly against the earth. The peace, the love, the patience of the task, each inviting you to surrender to the moment. The downpour envelops the world outside in a verdant embrace, and you realize the profound tranquility you found in this time, bathing every moment in gentle attention, unraveling the layers of everyday life. Even mundane tasks can rise to meet you, pulsing with potential if merely approached with the grace of mindful awareness. As you begin to emerge from this still place, allow the richness of this moment, the smells, sounds, and sensations, to settle within you. This practice of presence is woven into every ordinary experience. Remember that in the simplicity of a rainy day, in the embrace of warm water and soap, lies a wellspring of peace, waiting patiently to be discovered. Carry this stillness with you as you walk into the world beyond, knowing that every moment is a canvas inviting brushstrokes of mindfulness, no matter how small. Breathe it in and let it linger, a gentle reminder that peace is never far away if we are willing to embrace the present. In a world that often rushes forward, let us take a moment to pause, to breathe, to gently arrive in this very moment. Feel the softness of the air around you as it hugs your skin like an old friend. Allow your mind to settle like leaves on still water and draw your attention inward, where a symphony of sensations and thoughts awaits. In this space of calm, we are invited to witness the ordinary, to discover the profound within the mundane. Let us open ourselves to the story that unfolds before us, weaving a thread of mindfulness through the fabric of daily life. The day began softly, swaddled in a gentle light that poured through the window panes, spilling golden warmth onto the kitchen floor. The air was alive with the faint echo of birdsong from the garden outside, the rustle of leaves whispering secrets to the morning breeze. Lila, with her hands wrapped around a warm mug of tea, felt this calm seep into her bones. This was her sanctuary, a small kitchen, touched by the chaos of the world beyond its walls. As she sipped slowly, she noticed the steam curling upwards, dancing gracefully as it met the stillness of the air. Okay. She set the mug down and turned toward the window, where a rich tapestry of color unfolded. Outside, the flowers bloomed in careless abandon, their petals gently kissed by the soft fingers of the wind. It was here, in this moment of stillness, that Lila felt the pull of the day ahead. Yet her heart remained anchored to the present. The dishes awaited her, a quiet mountain of porcelain, a mosaic of memories from shared meals, laughter, and whispered conversations. She approached the sink, the coolness of the water inviting and refreshing. As she opened the tap, the water tumbled forth, a bubbling stream that mirrored the river of her thoughts. With each dish she picked up, she inhaled deeply, welcoming the scent of soap, mingling with the day's early aromas. Lila immersed herself in this simple task, feeling the smoothness of the plates slide through her fingers, the ridges of the glasses catching the light. Each piece was an old friend, each curve and dent a story waiting to be told. She washed with intention, the rhythm of her hands syncing with the gentle lapping of water and the soft clink of ceramic against ceramic. With every scrape of the sponge against the surface, a thought floated to the surface of her mind. How often had she rushed through this daily ritual, her mind wandering to tasks unfulfilled, to worries not yet realized? Today was different. Today, the dishes were not merely a chore, but a canvas for Mindfulness. The water spilled over her hands, warm and comforting, like a hug around her wrists. She felt the bubbles froth and pop, the fleeting sensations reminding her of how alive she truly was. She turned her thoughts outward, listening to the symphony of the morning. The hum of distant traffic faded in and out like a heartbeat, interspersed with the sweet notes of laughter that drifted from a group of children outside, their joy painting the air with innocence. As Lila rinsed the dishes, she could feel tension releasing from her body, the weight of not just the plates, but of expectations sliding away into the liquid embrace of the sink. Each rinse was an invitation to let go, to settle more deeply into the present moment. She watched as the bubbles danced and flickered, spiraling downward in a gentle whirlpool, their life fleeting. Just like each moment, amidst this dance, Lila's thoughts flickered back to the past weekend, a warm gathering filled with friends, shared stories, and lingering glances. A soft smile graced her lips, the memories washing over her like the sudsy water that cascaded around the dishes. She paused, taking a moment to imagine each friend, to feel gratitude swelling in her chest. This small act of washing the dishes was not just about cleanliness. It was about honoring those moments, acknowledging the presence of love and connection that they embodied. Finishing the dishes, Lila wiped her hands on a towel, warmth spreading through her fingers as she dried her palms. Her gaze shifted to the window again, where the morning sun streamed in, illuminating the kitchen and drawing her attention to the simple beauty of life unfolding outside. Each leaf, each fluttering petal, each ray of sunlight felt like a reminder of all the small joys often overlooked. She understood then that mindfulness was not a destination, but a pathway of moving through her world, one moment at a time. Just as the dishes transformed from dirty to clean, so too did her perspective shift from hurried to present, from anxiety to gratitude. As she turned her back to the sink, a gust of wind entered through the open window, a playful breeze that tousled her hair and whispered sweet nothings against her cheek. It stirred a sense of freedom within her, beckoning her to step outside, to breathe deeper, to engage fully in the unfolding day. And so, she took a moment longer to stand there, feeling the sun's warmth on her skin, the laughter of the children still echoing in her ears. The kitchen, once just a room filled with dishes and chores, now felt like a sacred space, a vessel for transformation, a heartbeat of home. In that small kitchen, standing before the nurturing light of the morning, Lila cultivated a quiet sense of peace that resonated deep within her. She had woven together moments of stillness amidst the swirl of daily life, discovering that within every mundane task lay the potential for beauty and insight. As she stepped away from the sink, she carried with her the gentle reminder that mindfulness was always available, waiting patiently to be embraced in the open window of her heart. As you settle into this moment, take a gentle breath in, feeling the air fill your lungs, and slowly release it, letting the weight of the day soften with each exhale. Notice the sensations within your body, perhaps the gentle rise and fall of your chest or the weight of your feet against the ground. With each breath, invite in a sense of ease, allowing the world around you to recede just a little. Here, in this precious space, you are simply invited to be present, open, and aware. The story unfolds on a rainy afternoon. One of those days when the rhythm of life slows down as the world outside the window takes on a liquid sheen. With a soft patter, the rain begins to dance against the pane, each drop playing its own note in an orchestra of sound. Imagine yourself in a cozy kitchen, warm and inviting, the scent of something savory lingering in the air. You stand at the sink, the sunlight peeking through the clouds, casting a gentle light across the tiles. There, waiting for your attentive touch, lies a small pile of dishes, plates, cups, a well-used pot that has held many comforting meals. As you reach for the first plate, feel the cool porcelain against your fingertips, the smooth edges tempered by warm memories. You turn on the water, and the sound of the flow transforms into a soothing melody that mingles with the rain. With intention, you place the plate under the stream, watching as the water cascades over it, brilliant droplets dancing like tiny fairies. In this moment, your thoughts may flit like leaves caught in a gentle breeze bills to pay, a conversation from yesterday, or plans for tomorrow. Notice them, acknowledge their presence, but let them drift as you focus instead on the sensations right in front of you. Feel the warmth of the water as it envelops your hands, the gentle suds swirling around, lifting away remnants of meals past. Each dish becomes an invitation, a chance to be fully engaged, to practice the art of presence. The sponge, soft and yielding, scrubs rhythmically over the surface, lifting away stains and stories of the day. With every pass, you can feel the work of cleansing, both in the dish and perhaps in yourself, a subtle release of tension, a softening of the grip on your busy mind. As you rinse away the soap, the water runs clear and fresh, a joyful farewell to the remnants of the meal. You watch as the drops cascade off the plate, glistening like tiny diamonds before they vanish into the sink. Take a moment to hear the sound of water pooling, the quiet ebb and flow as it drains away, leaving depth behind in the form of clarity. You find yourself caught in a rhythm, and ease in the repetitions. The act of washing becomes a dancer, mindful waltz of you and the dishes moving together in harmony. The rain continues its serenade, reminding you of the world outside, yet you remain rooted here, grounded in this sanctuary of routine. Now, pick up a cup. Feel its sturdy handle resting against your palm. Inhale the scent lingering on its edge. Perhaps it carries the echo of morning coffee, enriching your senses. You lift it, tipping it gently under the stream. A small act of care, a moment of presence. The water bubbles and swirls, washing away old bitterness, making room for fresh insights and quietude. Thoughts may still arise, fleeting worry, flicker of anticipation, but as you observe them, they seem smaller, less demanding. They float by as you surrender to the present, each mindful action drawing you deeper into the moment, fingers pruned and slick with bubbles. You navigate around sharp edges and delicate pieces, feeling the balance of strength and fragility in your hands. Each item spent, each burden released, becomes a part of this woven tapestry of now. You are not separate from your surroundings, but intricately intertwined, the very essence of this experience. The world beyond the window is masked in soft gray hues, the rain drumming a gentle lullaby. You can almost hear the leaves whispering secrets to one another, coaxed by the rhythmic patter of the rain. Breathe into this moment. With each completed dish, a small sense of accomplishment unfurls within. The task is simple, yet profound, a rite of cleansing. As you place the last cup on the drying rack, notice the droplets pooling, glistening like stars in the early dusk. Take a step back and appreciate the flow of the process. What was once a simple chore has transformed into a practice of mindfulness, meditation in motion. You release what no longer serves you, the worries, the burdens, like the soaps slipping down the drain. They too have washed away, leaving you with stillness. It's a quiet center that sings with clarity. In this humble act, you have found a moment of peace and stillness in the storm of life. As you finish, press your palms gently together. Feel the warm heat radiating from your hands, a testament to your presence here in this sacred act of care. With a final glance at the rain as it cascades down, it's connecting the earth to the sky, you realize that your heart, too, has been nourished by this practice of awareness. The outside world rushes around you, but within, a sense of balance remains. As you ease back into the rhythm of your day, carry this reflective tranquility with you, Each small task, each mindful moment shared with the world around you expands into a landscape of peace. Let the echoes of this afternoon remind you that amidst the chaos and clamor, stillness and clarity are always within reach, waiting patiently for you to step back and embrace the ordinary with a heart open to the present.